You could literally say.
And we are indeed back for more Knicks basketball. Had the day off yesterday. Hopefully everything is calmed and cooled down after a nasty blowout yet again, another nasty blow against the Detroit Pistons. But the New York Knicks have an opportunity to get back on our good side as we approach the All-Star break here tonight, taking on rival Boston Celtics in Boston. Mind you, the Knicks will be home on Tuesday. But for now, the Knicks have a tough matchup ahead of them. It is a battle for the 2 seed. Celtics won the other night. The Knicks lost, so now the Knicks are 1 game behind the Celtics. Big game here tonight. Let's go ahead, start the show. All right, cut the music. The Knicks got blown out the other night, so let's not celebrate the way we were celebrating before. And just as we were starting to creep back, bringing out the Clyde Frazier-inspired outfits yet again, the Knicks go out and have an absolute stinker. Like, if they had just normally lost, if they had just competed well, even if they lost by 15, even if they lost by 20, I'd go, yeah, it was a lot of things stacked against them. But they lost by almost 40. And to be fair, it was 15 to 20 most of the night until eventually they blew it open and the Knicks kind of waved the white flag. Whatever. The case is, whatever. It's a little bit of a throwaway game. You got smacked up by a team who really wants to beat you down, and the Knicks don't really seem to care that much about February basketball. I've been trying to tell you guys all through the year. The regular season is a marathon. It is not a sprint. The Knicks are jogging their way through, even on occasions where we think like, oh, they got to get up for this game. This is a big game. This is against Detroit, the number 1 seed in the East. Even today, OG Anunoby is out, I assume precautionary, with a toe injury, although with the news about suddenly Deuce McBride was out for injury management, and all of a sudden he's getting surgery. We might not see him till the playoffs. Okay, so I'm not ruling anything out with OG. He's out with what they're calling a toe injury. I'm going to assume it's precautionary, make sure he's healthy, because OG Anunoby has an extensive injury history behind him, especially back in his days in Toronto. So, okay, he's got a little toe injury, maybe foot not feeling great. All right, sit down. Go ahead and rest up until we're after the All-Star break. Give him those 2 weeks off. He's not going to be involved in any of the festivities anyway. He's too important to this team, as we saw against the Detroit Pistons. Their defense doesn't have much of a chance if there is no OG Anunoby out there. You're already down Deuce McBride, who's big defensively. You were down your starting big man, Karl-Anthony Towns. I know he's not great defensively, but he has been playing significantly better defensively, especially even during this stretch. He was also a big part of that run as well, even defensively, which I know we all lambast him all the time for his defense. He's been fine. He's been good, actually, even defensively. Here tonight, going up against the Boston Celtics, the Knicks will still be down OG Anunoby. We know Deuce McBride is out. I'm not going to repeat it every single night when we go over who's playing and who's not. I mean, his player graphic will remain in the pregame rundown here. We will slide right through him. We'll mention it out till probably the playoffs, hopefully before then, but we'll mention it. Frolian Moreno, what's up, Frolian? Happy Super Bowl Sunday. But before the big game, had to tune into my favorite channel that's not the Cavs related. Appreciate you, brother. Good luck this afternoon, Knicks. How do you guys feel of the beard to the Cavs? I'm not going to lie, Frolian. Not worried about it one bit. James Harden doesn't historically give the Knicks a ton of issues since post-Houston, where he gave every team issues. Post-Houston, he hasn't really given the Knicks a ton of issues, especially since acquiring OG Anunoby. Now, I know you guys have Donovan Mitchell, but if we throw Mikal on Donovan Mitchell and just say, yeah, just try and stay in front of him, Donovan Mitchell's going to go off. He's great. And we'll put OG Anunoby on James Harden, but even if we have that switched or whatever the case may be, we're not really about James Harden's record in the playoffs, right? Not really worried about it. So, unfortunately, brother, you had to make a move to get off of Garland and his foot injuries because you wanted to make a run this year. I get it, but not worried. Not worried about the beard down there in Cleveland. CJ, what's up, CJ? Do you think the Knicks still have opportunity to win this game? Yeah, they'll have an opportunity to win this game. It's going to be tough because no OG Anunoby. He's obviously the best matchup for a Jaylen Brown, who's had a phenomenal season this year, an MVP-level season. We'll go over his stats as usual. 29.5, almost 30 points per game, 7 boards, almost 5 assists as well. He's been fantastic. So no OG to match up with Brown. That would be your best chance of at least trying to slow him down. So you'll see a lot of Mikal, you'll see a lot of Josh Hart on Jaylen Brown today to try and slow him down. And hopefully he just has a little bit of an off night. Hopefully he misses those mid-range jumpers that he's been knocking down all year. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough without OG. But they do have reinforcements on the way. Josh Hart is available. Karl-Anthony Towns is available. He will be wearing the old Amari Stoudemire goggles that Stoudemire used to wear when he was with the Knicks. Funnily enough, the Knicks still had them. They just had them in the arena. It was still in the medical room. And they were like, wear these. Yeah, go ahead. Wear the goggles. Wear the Stoudemire goggles. He had 16 stitches over his eye, and it was swollen almost entirely shut, which was why he did not play the other night against the Pistons. I mean, he had one eye available. So he will be available tonight. He's going to try and give it a go. I'm not expecting a whole lot from Cat. Yeah, Dog Cat G's going to be wearing the goggles. He's going to be wearing the goggles. So I'm not expecting a lot of a Cat, but, just him being out there and helping spacing the floor, his decision-making. Funnily enough, we lambasted him a lot for over the course of his career for his decision-making, but for his decision-making, his spacing, just his presence out there should help his rebounding, if anything, should help this team that struggled without him the other night. And Jose Alvarado. Yes, sir, Mark. Yes, sir. Jose Alvarado is fully expected to make his debut here with the New York Knicks tonight. Boy, oh boy, I hope he's ready to go. We are out here in Boston in enemy territory. So Jose Alvarado needs to come in with that fire and that energy and just really bring it for the hometown team. I'm so excited to watch Alvarado in a Knicks jersey. I don't want to get crazy. But we're going to start where we always start, right? With our captain, Jalen Brunson. CJ said this game is going to be for watch no, but watch no for bet. Okay. I'll vote Dog Catcher. He's making his debut tonight. He should. Oda Austin. What's up, Oda? Jalen Brunson had probably his worst game in a Knicks jersey the other night against Detroit. They had a terrible game plan going into Detroit. I blame him. I blame the 4 other guys on the court with him. I blame the coaching staff maybe the most. Also, I blame Jalen. Actually, I blame Jalen Brunson the most. Right after him, though, neck and neck, I blame the coaching staff. Terrible game planning. I get they were limited. They were down 4 rotation guys, right? But still, the game plan the other night against the Detroit Pistons was, hey, Jalen Brunson, can you put the cape on from quarter 1 and just go 1-on-4 against the Detroit Pistons and pull this game off for us? And it's like, no, they have the best defense in the league, or at least one of the 2 best defenses in the league, depending on where the Thunder currently sit right now. But they are an incredibly impressive defense, and they have one of the best perimeter defenders in the league in All-Star Thompson, who's a terrible matchup for Jalen Brunson, hounding him 94 feet, and then once he gets past the half-court line, it's like, hey, JB, now go 1-on-1 and try to get past him, and then try to finish over Stewart, or try to get past Ron Holland, or try to get around a Cade Cunningham, who's huge. And it's like, no, terrible game plan. He shot terribly. Yeah, there were some makeable shots. But guess what? He was exhausted. He was tired. He should have made an adjustment. He didn't. The coaching staff had a terrible game plan going into it. It was bad. Didn't work out. Got nobody else going. Then when Jalen Brunson went to the bench, that's when everything went away, right? Danish Jenkins came to the game and saw Tyler Kolek across from him. He saw red, went at him, and it was terrible. But, maybe one of those nights, maybe a February game that they were just like, maybe we'll go in there, we'll try to, Jalen Brunson, can you try to be a superhero tonight? It didn't work out. Hopefully they have a much better game here today with more players available to them, with Jose Alvarado available to them. It's going to be extremely interesting to see when he comes in, how often he plays, because Tyler Kolek usually comes in to start the second quarter. I hope he doesn't wait that long to get Alvarado in there. I hope he takes up the Deuce McBride role. Deuce McBride was one of, if not the very first guy off the bench, usually playing alongside a Jalen Brunson in the first quarter. Hopefully we see a little bit of that Alvarado, but maybe against the Celtics, who are one of the few teams who are incredibly smart with the players on the court and with their coaching staff to take full advantage of a small backcourt with Brunson and Alvarado on the court at the same time. But who knows? Hopefully, we just get to experiment and watch a really nice night from Jose Alvarado in his debut. But Jalen Brunson, really bad game. David M., what's up, David M.? We kept saying we don't need him, but we're happy as hell to have him. I know I am. CJ said, who do you think will win the Super Bowl? I'm not knowledgeable enough to say I think one team will beat another, but obviously, like the rest of the country outside of Boston, I'm rooting for Seattle, obviously to beat the New England Patriots. Timothy Lee, what's up, Tim? You're great. Thanks for putting in the work. I love your play-by-play and feedback. Appreciate you, Tim. Thank you, man. Happy you're in the chat hanging out with us. Chi said, why isn't Brunson catching any smoke? Both beating by Detroit. JB has been bad. He's been real bad. And you know, I just gave it to him. He was bad. I thought his play style was bad. I thought everything was bad. Jeff Brown, what's up, Jeff? You know, one of those nights, bad game planning, bad play from Jaylen Brunson. Should have adjusted throughout the game. He didn't, and it kind of is what it is. Hopefully they adjust their next meeting, February 19th, and hopefully they're ready for a playoff matchup for sure, because those April, May, and June games are more important than these February games. Just asked the Boston Celtics last year how they felt about blowing out the Knicks in 4 games last year and sweeping the Knicks in the regular season before losing to them in 6 in the playoffs. Chaotic Styles, what's up, Chaotic? Eric C said, don't care about last game. As Ted Lasso says, be a goldfish. Yeah, I mean, I say it all the time. Everybody says it all the time. It's one of the biggest sayings in the NBA. The regular season is a marathon and not a sprint. Don't go sprinting. Don't suddenly start sprinting just because a big matchup is on your schedule. Like, play hard. Try to win the game. Try to win every game, as every team usually does, except for those tanking teams. What has been going on with the tanking has been absolutely crazy. But, yeah, like, they kind of let go of the rope in the second half. Like, all right, they're just going to blow us out tonight. Now, I wish it didn't get as bad as it did. It kind of is what it is. But you be a goldfish. You move on. And you hopefully get better. You have better games against them. We have 2 games remaining against Detroit this season. Hopefully you have better, more competitive games against them, and you're healthier, and both teams are healthier for those matchups, and we get a better outlook as to what maybe a playoff matchup will look like this season. But until then, be a goldfish. The Knicks are not 30 points worse than the Detroit Pistons. They're definitely a very close, even matchup this season. So, hopefully, again, you have better matchups in the regular season here. Chaotic Styles, what's up, Chaotic? Knicks aren't careful. They can easily be 6th in the standings. Some urgency before the All-Star break. Brother, they just had an 8-game winning streak. They have a little bit of urgency, but you also don't want to, approach a regular season game in February right before the All-Star break as if it's a, down 4 rotation players, as if it's a playoff game. Like, it kind of is what it is. You go out there, you try. It didn't work out for them. They're now 8-1 in their last 9. It is what it is. Pick up a victory here today. We talked about this 3-game stretch against Denver, Detroit, now Boston. 3 games in a row against finals-level competition. Go 2-1 at least, right? Go 2-1 at least. Gigi said, who cares about Detroit? They went off in the postgame saying they would have beaten the Knicks had they had their full healthy based on these games. No lie told there. Detroit just blew out the Knicks for the first 2 games of the season in which they matched up. They absolutely have every right to talk all kinds of smack. It is what it is. That's sports. If we blew out Detroit twice in a row, we'd be talking all smack. All kinds of smack, right? So it is what it is. That's sports. They have every right. They have all the bragging rights right now. You take your lumps, keep it moving, and when the games count most, you got to step up and make sure it doesn't happen again. Rog D Guy, what's up, Rog? Excited for your call. Much better effort today for our squad. Let's go, Knicks. Yeah, much healthier today. They get Alvarado. Should be a nice boost for the team. Hopefully it works out for them. Chi said, didn't know Detroit traded Ivy. Why would they do that? Because they had to pay him in the offseason, and he didn't really fit their team, and he didn't get back to where he was in previous seasons before the injury. So to save some money, it was time to move on. Because they're going to have guys they're going to need to pay, like Thompson, like Ron Holland. Contracts getting up, brother. They're coming up. And you don't perform, I tell you all the time. I tell you guys all the time. That timer in the NBA is a lot quicker than people think. Way quicker than people think. People think like, oh yeah, a team will give you 4 or 5 years to really develop. Like, no, if you're not showing signs by year 2 or 3, you got to go because we got to pay you by the end of year 3 going into year 4. We got to give you an extension, right? Or else you hit free agency, and we don't want that because then we don't control the kind of money that may be going out to you. So if you are not showing signs by year 2 or 3, guess what? You're on the chopping block. We're looking to move you at that point, which is why you see multiple young guys end up moving 2 or 3 years into their career. That timer expires very quickly in the NBA, man. There's new talent coming in next year. This draft is about to be extremely deep. So, okay, we'll trade this guy who's not really panning out for us. Maybe he'll pan out over there. Who knows? But as of right now, we need to move on from him. And then we'll try to recoup a little bit of the asset come the draft. Time moves quickly in the NBA, man. You don't have a lot of time to just sit there and wait for a guy to figure it out. David N said, I'm looking forward to Detroit having home court advantage. That crowd is as lit as our crowd. That crowd's fantastic. Absolutely. It's nice to see Detroit having a good basketball team again, because really missing that Detroit crowd come playoff time. All right, we've been hanging around this Jalen Brunson graphic for a while. Let's move on to Karl-Anthony Towns, who's available. He's going to be wearing the Amari Stoudemire goggles. Like we said, he missed the Detroit game. He's got 16 stitches in his eye. He's got the goggles on. I don't expect a good night from Karl-Anthony Towns. Maybe he'll surprise us, but I'm not expecting anything from Karl-Anthony Towns offensively tonight. Hopefully, he's solid defensively. Hopefully, he grabs a bunch of rebounds. I'm ready to go for big Karl-Anthony Towns. And his space and his processing, even though we lambast his processing all the time, is very much needed for a team that had no other options outside of Jalen Brunson the other night. Mindset, John, what's up, Mindset? Looking for a win today, watching Jose to the squad, welcoming Jose to the squad, absolutely. Chaotic said, can't wait to see Alvarado and Hart combo guard for steals and fast breaks, absolutely, absolutely. Jason said, good to see Yabu having a little success with the new team, glad he's gone, but good for him. Yeah, I liked Yabusele all the way to the end. I was really upset that it didn't work out with the Knicks, but it was very clear it wasn't going to work out with the Knicks, so might as well move him on. He is, performing well for a team that has no want or need to want to win basketball games, so he can go out there and just kind of do whatever he needs to do, whatever he wants to do even. So, on a team where you're surrounded by a bunch of talent and you have to fit into a role and find a way to be effective in limited opportunities, clearly was not something that Guerschon Yabusele was, really fit for. Now going back to a team like he was last year with the 76ers, where, again, they had no desire to win basketball games, so they would have Yabusele out there kind of doing whatever he wanted to do, right? He's a skilled, good basketball player, but when it comes to fitting into a role, into a smaller role on a good NBA team, didn't really seem to fit him. Gigi said, Chef also, Zubac got traded to Indy. Yes, he did. Should be putting us on notice. What do you think? I love Zubac. Zubac is one of the most underrated players in the NBA. I think it was a sneaky pickup by Indiana, who could possibly still hold on to their pick if they win the lottery and move up to the top 4. Because I think with Zubac, they should be able to win more games to get out of that top 4 range if they hold strong. So they managed to have that pick be top 4 protected. So if they win the lottery, they get the pick back, and they got Zubac. They're going to be dangerous next year, whether they get that pick or not. Whether they gave that pick up to Los Angeles or not, they're still going to be dangerous getting Halliburton back, getting a Miles Turner replacement with Zubac and his roll gravity. I think he's really good defensively as well. Underrated rim protector, Zubac. I really like him with Indy. Indy's going to be scary next year, yet again. Karen, what's up, Karen? Stopping in to listening to Florida Gators softball, and then we'll be watching Michigan men's basketball. We'll be watching the score of the game. Let's go, Knicks. Appreciate you, Karen. Kanyon Pepper. What's up, Kanyon Pepper? Joseph, what's up, Joe? Knicks got to avenge themselves today, for sure. For sure. David Oz Jr., what's up, David? Jose's debut, yes, sir. OG Anunoby is out. Toe injury. Hopefully that's all it is. We know the Knicks medical staff can lie to us sometimes when they put the injury report out. Like Deuce McBride was out for injury management, and the next thing you know, he's getting surgery, and he's out until probably the playoffs. So hopefully it's nothing serious with OG Anunoby, and it's just some rest before we get to the All-Star break. We got Mikal Bridges, the Iron Man, who's never on the injury report. He'll be playing yet again here today. One of the few Knicks who actually made a couple of shots against the Detroit Pistons after a game in which he couldn't make anything against the Denver Nuggets. So hopefully we have a more balanced version of Mikal Bridges here today. Knock down some shots, play some good defense. They're very much going to need you defensively tonight, Mikal, with no OG Anunoby to match up with Jaylen Brown. Dan Tem, what's up, Dan Tem? Jason said, Lakers getting Luke Kennard was sneakier than I think people realize too. Solid move. I mean, it's okay. I think Luke Kennard is, funnily enough, like Zubac is underrated. I think Luke Kennard's a little bit overrated. He's absolutely a knockdown three-point shooter, but which the Lakers need, but he's a traffic cone defensively for a team that, are you telling me they're going to have Luke Kennard, Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves lineups out there? 4 guys who are traffic cones? Like, come on. I don't think Luke Kennard's going to be that big of a pickup for the LA Lakers, and I actually think it was not, like, okay, they made a move. At least they did something, but Luke Kennard's not changing anybody's lives, right? Like, he wasn't much of a factor in Atlanta either, and Atlanta also needed spacing. Gigi said, what are the odds of us getting a good pick with the Wizards pick? Very, very low. Possible, but very, very low. As of right now, they could just completely sink after the All-Star break here and make sure that there's no way they could land outside of the top 8. So very, very, very low. Maybe possible, but very, very low chance the Knicks end up with that pick. David House Jr. said, keep OG out until after the break. I would hope they do, just because, again, marathon, not a sprint. If he's not 100%, don't have him out there. He's got an injury history. Mitchell Robinson had a bad game against the Detroit Pistons, like everybody did, outside of Mikal Bridges. Hopefully he has a better bounce-back game here today. The Celtics aren't a very good rebounding team, although they are excellent at game planning. So we'll see if they game plan to try and keep Mitchell Robinson off the board with Karl-Anthony Towns starting. I'm sure his priority slides down their game planning sheet. So, he had 0 rebounds against the Detroit Pistons, which is obviously very unlike him. Hopefully he has a much better night here tonight. David M. said, looking forward to adding that 15th guy, hoping for Thybulle, Boucher, Batum, or Looney. Not bad picks. Boucher, I'm a little out on Boucher. I always like Boucher too, but the fact that he couldn't get any playing time with the Celtics makes me like, okay, if you can't get playing time for a team that needed help with size on the inside, I'm out. But as far as Thybulle, Batum, or Looney, I'm cool with. Any of those 3 guys. I think the Knicks more so need a wing, so I'm more so bullish on Thybulle and Batum. But Looney, I'd appreciate Looney. Haitian Mike, what's up, Haitian Mike? Pistons scared me this year. The Pistons can be scary. I'm not scared, but it's going to be a dogfight. That matchup could absolutely go either way. But Lionel Monas, what's up, Lionel? Deuce McBride, we know, is out until probably the playoffs, so not much to go over with Deuce. Landry Shamet takes up the Deuce McBride role as the main point of attack defender when he comes into the game and an absolute sniper from 3. He's been phenomenal this year, shooting the lights out of the ball. Just like everybody else, couldn't make absolutely a single shot against the Detroit Pistons. One of those nights for him. Hopefully he has a bounce-back game here today. Definitely going to need his shooting, as always, especially with no Deuce McBride. And this guy right here, Grand Theft Alvarado, welcome home, making his Knicks debut here today. Yes, sir, Lanamonis Alvarado is available and active on the roster. I'm going to be interested when he comes into the game, who he comes into the game with, and how often he plays with certain guys. Like how often is he going to be in the backcourt with Jaylen Brunson? How is that going to work out with 2 extremely small guards? Like obviously we know Deuce McBride is a small guard who plays extremely well with Jaylen Brunson. Alvarado, even smaller than Deuce, and doesn't have the shooting ability and gravity that Deuce has. So let's see if Alvarado, who brings different things to the table, who's also a pretty good defender in himself, we'll see how he plays alongside a guy like Jaylen Brunson. If they end up sharing the court here today, I hope they do, because that's a lineup I want to see. But again, maybe Boston isn't the team to be experimenting against, but we'll see. It is his first game here. I have no idea what to expect other than I know Alvarado's a good basketball player. Can score a little bit, can play make a little bit. About 8-3-3 so far this year. About 2 years ago, he had his career high. He had career highs about 10-4. So this year, 8-3-3 for kind of a really bad Pelicans team. Missed some time as well, but 42% from the field is not great. 83% from the foul line and 36% from 3 is pretty decent. This is a little bit above respectable, slightly more than average. 3-point shooter, but he should be getting better looks with more spacing on a much more talented team here with the Knicks than obviously it was what he was with the Pelicans. And also a guy, by the way, he doesn't turn the ball over a lot. This is a sneaky thing that is very important to really good teams, is how often you turn the ball over. Alvarado, like Jaylen Brunson, does not turn the ball over that much. And yes, I did just completely take the Pelicans graphic for Alvarado and just slide it onto the Knicks to the Knicks section here. Jordan Clarkson is very clearly should not and will not be a part of the Knicks rotation. Oh, that swelling is way down for Karl-Anthony Towns. They got Karl-Anthony Towns up on the screen. He's got the goggles on, and that swelling over his eyes way down, which is probably why he's playing. Jordan Clarkson probably, not even probably, when fully healthy, Jordan Clarkson is not going to be part of the rotation anymore, especially with the Alvarado trade now. Maybe he's going to end up being a buyout possible guy again after being bought out by the Jazz. He might be bought out by the Knicks, but or maybe he'll just be a solid veteran on the bench. But yeah, thank you for helping us win the NBA Cup, Jordan Clarkson. But we're good, brother. We're good. We're good. Jason said, get him off the screen. Replace Clarkson with Cam Thomas. If the Knicks do, that will absolutely happen. Tyler Kolek, with the arrival of Alvarado, we'll see how much time Tyler Kolek gets now that Alvarado is available. That's going to be interesting. I would still go with Tyler Kolek over Jordan Clarkson, but I'm interested in how Mike Brown will utilize those two guys. It's going to come down between Clarkson and Kolek. I would lean Kolek, but Madrasi said, is Alvarado playing today? Alvarado is available to play today, yes. Jason said, don't want no Cam Thomas either. I'm good on Cam Thomas as well, but we'll see. And now we're going to get to the Boston Celtics. We have about 10 minutes until tip-off, so not a ton of guys I want to go through with the Boston Celtics, mostly because the Boston Celtics utilize almost everybody on the roster. So I didn't want to fill the pregame going through every single player who's gotten minutes for the Celtics here, because you never know who they go with. We watched we covered a game previously of the Celtics in which we watched rookie Amari Williams have a career night, and it was like, oh, okay, so cool. So Amari Williams is now going to be part of the rotation. Jermaine Proud, what's up, Jermaine? Clarkson should have stayed in Utah. Yeah, I mean, look, man, shout out Jordan Clarkson. He helped us win an NBA Cup. He was huge. He was instrumental on the Cup run, which I value. So shout out Jordan Clarkson. But we're good now, brother. We're good. Thank you for your help. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for helping us win that NBA Cup. But we're good now, right? No need to, get nasty with Jordan Clarkson. He was good. But it's time to move on. Sometimes it's time to move on. Sometimes you have a certain role with the team, and that's helping us to start the year. And now that the year is starting to get a little bit more serious, as we're winding down the regular season, we're getting to the All-Star break. Playoffs are going to come up. I don't think he's going to, be a part of the playoff rotation. Mango Badger, what's up, Mango? No OG Anunoby is going to suck today for real? Yeah, absolutely. We covered it already. No OG Anunoby sucks mostly because he is the main matchup for a guy like Jaylen Brown. Big, strong, same size, if not even a little bit bigger than Jaylen Brown. The guy who absolutely matches up perfectly with Brown, and yet no OG Anunoby to help stay in front of him. So it's going to be relied upon of guys like Josh Hart, guys like Mikal Bridges, to try and stay in front of a Jaylen Brown who is bigger and stronger than both of those guys. Maybe not stronger than Josh Hart, but definitely bigger and stronger than Mikal Bridges, quicker than Josh Hart, has a really good handle. So interested to see who starts the game on him. I would think Mikal Bridges, but I could absolutely see Mike Brown going with Josh Hart just because he matches up much more physically with him. Mark said, people not realizing that we need guys like Clarkson if any injuries happen. Absolutely. And also, as the long season progresses, again, he was good for us to start the year. He was absolutely instrumental in that game against the Spurs and winning it. He's had games where he's almost single-handedly, maybe not single-handedly, but he was a huge part of us winning the basketball game. He was absolutely a necessary part for this team for us to get to this point at 33-19. But that does not mean that he's going to be instrumental for the playoff run in the sense that he is probably not going to be a part of the rotation come playoff time. But he was important. Who being said JB versus JB is going to be insane today? I mean, there's only one JB in my eyes, and that's our JB. This guy's Jaylen Brown. This is Brown right here. That's not JB. Naughty Ghost, what's up, Naughty Ghost? Brown's been having a monster season. He has. If you don't put a good defender on him, he's going to go off and score 40, is how he's playing. Yeah, I mean, he's averaging 30. He's been phenomenal. Derek White is having a pretty disastrous shooting season. Under 40% from the field and 32% from three-point range is actually a lot closer to what he was shooting previously before he became a Celtic, and then all of a sudden he became a Celtic and realized, oh, I could be an awesome efficiency guy. Now he's back to not being a very good efficiency guy. He has been playing much better as of late in terms of shooting it, but 17.5 points, 4.7 rebounds, 5.4 assists. His value does not come necessarily from the efficiency of shooting. It's the threat of a Derek White. He'll still launch 7, 8, 9, 10 threes a game and make, 3 or 4 of them. And if he has a good night, he's making 5 or 6 of them. So he could still be an absolute monster to stay in front of or to guard. 17.5 points on 38% from the field, under 40% from the field is kind of crazy, but we know his biggest impact on the game is defensively. He is an absolute defensive monster as a 6'4 guard, 1.3 steals, 1.5 blocks, damn near 3 stocks a game from your 6'4 guard is crazy. He's been phenomenal this year on that end. Still the offense will be a little bit better as the season continues to go on. Obviously, we thought it'd be a little bit better than this earlier in the year when he got off to a bad start. It hasn't really improved that much, but it has slowly but surely started to come around as well. But I will say, no Anthony Simons as they traded him for this guy right here, Nikola Vucevic, is going to hurt a guy like Derek White again because Derek White and Peyton Pritchard are kind of the only two ball-handling guards that they have on the roster that you could definitely trust. Well, Jaylen Brown too, but in terms of like set up your offense guards, it is Derek White and Peyton Pritchard, and now no Anthony Simons to kind of spell either one of those guys. So one of those guys has to be on the court at any given time. Tay Cowboys, what's up, Tay Cowboys? Trapped in the 90s, what's up, Trapped in the 90s? JA3, what's up, Jay? Cortland Hall, what's up, Court? Celtics played better without Brown. He's been soft benched about 6 times, really. They have played really well without him. They blew out the Houston Rockets the other night without Brown, but that's still an MVP candidate in Jaylen Brown this year. The big trade, Nikola Vucevic, who made his debut the other night, which I did not get to watch, or last night, or the other night, whenever the Celtics played the other night, Friday, when they played. I did not get to watch that game, obviously, because we were covering the Knicks-Pistons game. But I do know he started to come around. He started to figure some things out. It is an incredible steal that they were able to snag Nikola Vucevic, who is a big man. Plays a role in which they lacked immensely. He helps them on the boards, 9 rebounds a game. They were a really bad rebounding team. Now, they'll still not be a great rebounding team, but they'll be significantly better than they were. And obviously, he can stretch the court. He's shooting 38% from three-point range this year. We know what he's capable of. He is 35 years old. We'll see what he has left in the tank for a team that, I don't know if they have championship aspirations this year, but they'll definitely have championship aspirations next year when they go in the playoff run or when they go for the finals run. And Mango Badger with a very generous super chat. Appreciate you, Mango Badger. Didn't even put anything in the super chat. Just wanted to be supportive. Thank you, Mango Badger. Appreciate you. JMP, what's up, JMP? Excited to see GTA in action? Absolutely. Jay said, it is interesting late in the season. I'm still not sure what kind of team we really are. I think we know what kind of team we are. I could see where you're coming from, though. Mango Bear said, who you got on the Super Bowl? I mean, I've said it before. I'm a casual football fan, so I can't tell you in depth how I think those two teams will match up. But I can tell you, like everybody outside of Boston, outside of New England, I am rooting for the Seattle Seahawks. Orville, what's up, Orville? George, what's up, George? We get the Peyton Pritchard. Peyton Pritchard having a phenomenal year so far. You can see the efficiency isn't the greatest in the world. Like 45% from the field is fine, and 34% from the field from three-point range is good. But 17 a game, 4.4 rebounds, 5.4 assists. Another solid defensive year for Peyton Pritchard at 6'1". Doesn't get picked on nearly as much as I think people probably think they should. Corlin said, Chef Watcham, he's a turnover machine. Who's a turnover machine? Vucevic? Brown? Derek White? Vucevic, 1.7, White, 1.8, and Brown, almost 4 turnovers a game. He is a turnover machine. You guys know my rule. 3.5 turnovers is my at most maximum that I could even tolerate. Anything over 3, I'm looking at you sideways. Anything 3.5 or over, I'm looking at you like, what are you doing out there? Like, you are messing your team up right now. So 3.7 turnovers is absolutely too high. If the Knicks can force Jaylen Brown into turnovers tonight, would go a long way to help out their defense. Benzino, what's up, Benzino? Mango Badger, appreciate you. Another super chat this time. Let's go, Seahawks. Appreciate you, Mango Badger. Thank you for your generosity. Peyton Pritchard, very good season, 17 a game. I have seen recently he's been coming off the bench, and I saw from certain beat reporters that it's mostly because you need to stagger their ball handlers between Pritchard and Derek White. And so now they're going to bring Pritchard off the bench right now, I guess. We'll see who the starting lineup is today when they eventually announce it. I'm sure they have it up online somewhere if you guys want to put it in the chat, but I'll wait until we get to the starting lineups. They should be announcing it soon. We're getting to the close here. Sam Hauser is out today. Big loss for them. An absolute sniper. So Brunson, Hart, Shamet, Bridges, and Towns, the usual starting lineup with no Deuce McBride, no OG Anunoby. Bruce Fowler, what's up, Bruce? Jason said he plays starting minutes off the bench, though. He's off the bench today. Yes, he does play starting minutes anyway, like Deuce McBride does when he comes off the bench. So the starting lineup is Derek White, Baylor Shireman, Jaylen Brown, Luka Garza, and Neemias Queta, bringing Vucevic off the bench. Landry in the starting lineup, yes. No more Mo Diawara in a starting lineup, which I very much agree with. Start with your best players. Absolutely use Mo Diawara, but bring him off the bench is a much better plan for him. No Sam Houses today, which is a huge loss for them. Neemias Queta is quietly one of the best defensive big men in the NBA. He's fantastic. He's great. He's one of the best rim runners in the league right now. He's only 26. Well, he's 26 years old. I thought he was a little bit younger than that, but he's 26 years old. Is really good, really solid. I like Neemias Queta a lot. I liked him a lot last year. Was surprised they didn't play him at all last year. This year, he's absolutely a future foundation piece for the Celtics team, unless they look to flip him for something. Jordan Walsh, he had a really, really explosive kind of welcome. I'm a part of the rotation now. I'm an NBA player moment or stretch there for the Celtics. But he's kind of gone back to the bench a little bit. All right, here we go. Got ourselves situated. So here's our starting lineups for the tip. Knicks win the tip, and we're off and running. All right, let's go, guys. Jalen Brunson bringing it down, gets it over to Bridges. Bridges coming to his left, spins, gets it over to Brunson, down the lane, kicks it out to Josh Hart, leaves it off for Bridges. Bridges a three, got us started the right way. Way to get us started off the right way. Mikal Bridges opens us up with a three, but obviously it's going to come down to our defense on this side of the ball that'll help us win this basketball game. They get it out to Queta, Queta up top. Queta up top, my bad. I keep pronouncing that U. Straight away three for Shireman. He can't answer. Fight for the rebound. Town snags it. Quick outlet to Brunson. Brunson bringing it down. Brunson coming to his right. Kicks it out to Josh Hart. Josh Hart being guarded by Queta. Hands it off to Brunson. Brunson coming to his right. Leans in. Stop. Kicks it out to Josh Hart. Hesitates. Driving to his left. Takes a bump. Leaves it off to Bridges. Wide open left corner three. Two in a row. Can't get that one to go. Rebound knocked into the air. Bridges grabs it. And then ultimately is fouled by Brown. That's one foul on Brown already. Minute into the game. Landry starting just as that, absolutely. Twilson, what's up, Twilson? Naughty Go said, Derek White is the most annoying player in the league to me, but in the kind of way where you have to respect him as one of my favorite players. Yeah, he's the most annoying player in the league because he's so good defensively. It's incredibly annoying to go against. Absolutely. Absolutely. Big fan of Derek White. Really upset he's wearing Boston green as a Knicks fan. So it's going to be inbounded by the Knicks here. Some discussion is where the ball is going to be inbounded. All right, here we go. They get it into Josh Hart. Josh Hart up top being guarded by Queta. Hands it off to Brunson. Brunson coming to his left off the Hart screen. Driving it down. Hesitates. Down the lane. Kicks out to Josh Hart. Wide open straightaway three. No hesitation. Off the back rim. Can't get it to go. Long rebound. Shireman grabs it and bringing it down the other way. Leaves it off for Brown. Brown up top. Attacking to his left against Bridges. Putting his head down. Leaves it off for Queta. Queta flips it up at the rim. Can't get it to go. Gets his own offensive rebound. Pulls it back out. Spins, steps through, he's got nowhere to go, kicks it all the way out to Brown, swings it out to Derek White. Derek White being guarded by Shamit, back over the top to Brown. Brown pump fakes, driving to his left on Bridges, leans in, pump fake, gets him in the air, kicks it out in the corner to Luka Garza, wide open left corner three, can't get it to go, fight for the rebound, Town snags it, quick outlet to Brunson, and it's a 3-on-1 fast break, they kick it out, Shamit, wide open, right wing three, can't get it to go down, 3-on-1 fast break, just get a layup for me, guys. Here comes Boston bringing it down the other way, it's still 3-0, really good defensive start for the Knicks at least. Derek White coming to his left, and good offensive start. They just haven't knocked down 2 threes that were wide open. Brown up top coming to his left off a Garza screen, snaking it back to his right hand. Mid-range pull-up jumper over Towns. In and out, can't get it to go. Good defense from the Knicks and good rebounding from Bridges there. Cross-court pass, Josh Hart head down all the way to the rim for the scoop layup. Yes, sir, and the Knicks getting out and running and beating the Celtics down in transition. It's 5-0 to start. White up top, coming to his right off a couple of screens. Brunson switches onto him. White now directing traffic, probably wants to take advantage of this matchup. He's going to run the pick and roll with Garza to involve Brunson and Towns in the run here. They kick it out to Garza, wide open straightaway three. Off the back of the rim, can't get it to go there. Fight for the rebound, knocked out of bounds by the Knicks. It's going to stay here with Boston. Mango Badger, let's go Knicks. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. K Hazy, what's up, K Hazy? Rafael Torres, what's up, Raf? Shottage, what's up, Shottage? They get it into Queta. Queta up top. Trying to hand it off to Brown. Good to now defense from Bridges there. They get it over to Shireman. Shireman down the lane. Flips it up off glass. Can't get it to go, but that's because he is fouled. And he'll go to the foul line for 2 free throws. Choppa City. What's up, Choppa City? Why is Vucevic not starting? Probably because he's had limited practices. and also not a very good defensive big man. I would be interested to see if they decide to eventually try a Vucevic-Keita starting lineup, considering they're starting Garza and Keita here. But they might also just decide to continue to bring Vucevic off the bench. Sharman knocks down both free throws for the Celtics' first points of the game. It's 5-2. After a really good defensive start, the Knicks couldn't take advantage of the multiple stops that they got on the Celtics there. Only a one-possession lead here. Bridges coming to his left, steps back. Takes it over to Brunson. Brunson behind a town screen, puts up the right wing three, comes up short. Derek White with the rebound, bringing it down the other way. Approaching the 9-minute mark here. White up top, coming to his right of the screen, crossing over to his left. Foul line pull-up jumper, falling away. Got it to go. Now it's 5-4. Here comes the Knicks, bringing it down. Josh Hart up top. Hands it off to Bridges, attacking to his left. He's got space to the rim. Lefty layup, can't get it to go. Bridges looking for a foul call. He doesn't got it. I like that he actually went to the rim, though. Something we have been calling for to see Mikal Bridges do during his Knicks tenure here. And on the other end, off the missed layup, Jaylen Brown got the rebound, rushed it down the other end, and a moving screen on Josh Hart. So it's 5-6. Ball back to Boston. Chopper City said, that's a 20-point double-double you got sitting on the bench. Is it a 20-point double-double, brother? Is it? Is 35-year-old Vucevic a 20-point double-double still, brother? Is he? Simon Jaw, what's up, Simon? I'm sure you've been tuned into Bulls basketball as of late. Bridges gets a block on the pull-up jumper from Brown. Brunson gets caught in the air, leaves it off for Josh Hart. Josh Hart one-on-one against Derek White. Gets the lefty layup to go. Josh Hart looking for a foul as well. Doesn't get it, but now it's 7-6. Shireman gets it out to Derek White. A wide open, walks in, straightaway three. Got it to go. Bad defense for the Knicks as Josh Hart was rushing back to match up with his man, but the Knicks did not communicate and left Derek White wide open. 7-9. Brunson, mid-range pull-up jumper off a town screen. Got it to go. Now we're tied at 9. 8 minutes to go here. Jason said Bridges out here working. He is. Pretty good defense to start here on Brown. Derek White driving it down on Shamit. Pulls it back out. Gets it back to Brown. Brown coming to his left off a Keita screen. Bridges trying to chase. Spins off of Towns in the lane. Flips it up with the right hand. Gets a nice friendly bounce off the front of the rim. Now here comes Josh Hart quickly trying to push it the other way. Both of these teams going back and forth here tonight. Josh Hart kicks it out to Bridges. Bridges crosses over to his left. Leans in. A lot of contact. Kicks it out to Towns. Towns driving to his right. Spins, falls down, kicks it out to Josh Hart. Josh Hart gets it over to Brunson. Brunson on the right wing being guarded by Brown. Coming to his left off a Hart screen. Pocket pass to Josh Hart, rolling to the rim. Takes some contact, layup. Got it to go. No foul call yet again as Josh Hart hits the floor and then sarcastically gives a round of applause to the officials. Very frustrated already, the Knicks are with some foul calls. And then Josh Hart fouls Luka Garza. And the Knicks very frustrated with some calls not going their way to start. Chopper City said, look at his January 28 stat lines. Or I could look at the season he's had over the past 2 or 3 years, brother. But if you want to just focus on January, that's you, brother. She said, why are the Knicks players argue every call? Just play basketball? I mean, it's hard to just play basketball if you feel like you're getting fouled every time down the court. So far, the Knicks have not had a call go their way. And Celtics, I think, have drawn 4 fouls on the Knicks already. Hubian said 3 quick assists for JB. I'm liking how this is starting. It's always a good sign when Jaylen Brunson picks up early assists. That means everybody's getting in on the action. First free throw for Garza goes down. He's got another one coming. Mo Diawara subs into the game here. Maybe looking for a little bit of size. First sub off the bench. Comes in for Josh Hart. He's picked up 2 fouls. Brunson tried to call for him to pick up the foul. They did not give it to him. They gave it to Josh Hart. So Garza knocks down both, and Diawara's in for Hart. Brunson has it up top. Crossing over to his right against Brown. Driving it down. Spins to his left. Step back. Pump fake. Has nowhere to go. Stops. Turns. Spins. Steps through. Great defense. Leans in. Kicks it out to Shamit. Shamit on the right wing. Got nowhere to go. Hits it over to Bridges. Cut into the rim. Layup. Got it to go. Beautiful cut from Mikal Bridges. Great pass from Shamit. Knicks making something out of nothing there after Jaylen Brown played excellent defense on Brunson. And we're still tied at 13 here. They get it over to Derek White. A right corner 3 over Towns. Can't get it to go. Brunson trying to blocks out Keita. Keita to easily snag it. And then throws it away right to Shamit. Great defense from Shamit. And then bringing it down the other way, Bridges dives on it, saves it somehow to Towns under the rim. What a pass from Mikal Bridges. And Joe Mazzulla uses a timeout. The Boston Celtics, by the way, ton of contact there. All over the Knicks. Shaman gets knocked to the floor. Bridges knocked the ball loose, but ran into him. It was shoulder-to-shoulder contact. That's definitely a foul. And then Pritchard tries diving on top of Bridges. He sneakily gets the pass over to Towns under the basket for a two-handed slam. Mark said Josh has a strong case. A lot of contact going to the rim, no foul calls is always tough, right? Every time you hit the floor and you have to get back up and hustle back the other way, and you're looking at the ref like, man, he just knocked me to the floor. Like, come on, man. Where's my... Give me one of them. Give me one of them. So I get the frustration. You're right, Chi-Chi, overall, in the sense that, like, get back on defense, stop arguing with the refs. But you also have to plead your case with the refs. It's like, look, man, there's a lot of contact. If you don't start calling these, somebody's going to end up getting hurt. You got to call the contact at some point here. But this is a really good physical basketball game right now. You're going to have to adjust. And I think the Knicks, aren't, like, unaccustomed to a really physical basketball game like this. But you're going to have to overall adjust with the way the refs are going to officiate on a night-to-night basis. Hubian said, loving the hustle. Mikal Bridges has been fantastic so far to start the game. He's played some really good defense. 5 points, 2 boards, and assists so far here tonight. Jay said, the NBA loves the C's. Mango Bear said, loving the Knicks' energy today. Refs trying to give Boston, though, for real. Let's open up. Let's open this up over here. And we can go over team stats and just look at the foul situation. Fouls down here. 3 fouls called on the Knicks. Only 1 foul called on the Celtics so far to start the game. Okay, we'll see. We'll see if this evens out as the game goes on. Donald Moore Music. What's up, Don? He said, Boston is a terrible town full of awful people. Simon Jaws said, we never get the calls. Definitely feels that way. I'm sure every fan base also feels that way. Benzino said, thanks so much for covering this early one on Sunday, Chef. You the man. Appreciate you, Benzino. Appreciate you for hanging out with me. I mean, like I said, if there's a Knicks game on, we're going to cover the Knicks game. We don't miss games, right? Even on Super Bowl Sunday. I'll tell you this. If the Knicks were playing at like 7:30 tonight, like a usual tip-off time, and the Super Bowl was going on, guess what? I'd be down here doing the Knicks game. I'd be right here doing the Knicks game for the diehard Knicks fans who would skip the Super Bowl to come hang out with me to watch a Knicks game. But obviously that is not the case because the NBA is not dumb, not entirely, and they would never schedule a game to go on a regular season game to go opposed to the Super Bowl. So we get early games here on Sundays, which is nice. Nadigo said, who do you have winning the Super Bowl? I don't know who's going to win. I don't know enough about either team to really try to break it down. Obviously, like the rest of the country outside of Boston, outside of New England, I'm rooting for the Seattle Seahawks. DCL loves that I'm watching with you. Appreciate you, DCL. Appreciate you, brother. Big Rud, what's up, Big Rud? Every team in any competition will argue or get upset about calls. Yeah, absolutely. All right, here we go. Ron Harper Jr. is in the game for the Celtics, by the way. We had a really nice night the other night. But here we go. Knicks out there with their same 5. Diawara in for Hart. Vucevic is in the game. Vooch runs right into Mikal Bridges and a moving screen on Vooch. Joe said, I'm rooting for the Pats. All right. Chris said, man, nobody's trying to watch the Patriots versus Seahawks. Jay said, you would get a lot of people watching you with another annoying team from Boston in the big game. So we got 15-13 here. Knicks holding on to a 2-point lead halfway through this first quarter here. Corey Thornton, what's up, Corey? They get it into Diawara, hand it off to Brunson. Brunson coming to his left, pocket pass to Diawara, middle of the lane, attacking, scoop play with the left hand, got it to go for Big Mo. Setting the screen, slipping it, pocket pass from JB, and Mo Diawara gets the lefty finish. I'm so high on Mo Diawara, man. I think he's going to be such a good NBA player when he really fully starts to develop. Brown attacking to his left, leaning in, stop, fall away jumper over Bridges, high arcing midi, got it to go. Really physical drive from Jaylen Brown there. Brunson bringing it down the other way, being guarded by Brown. Brunson coming to his right off a double screen. He's got Vooch with him. Now Brown recovers. Brunson steps back, steps through, puts the floater off glass, got it to go. And the foul. They're gonna give him the continuation. Gonna go to the foul line for one more as Jaylen Brown hit the floor. Jalen Brunson said, "Oh, you want to be physical on the offensive end? Oh, I could do that too." So Brunson will go to the foul line for one more here. Amy Mitchell, what's up, Amy? Chris Baskerville said, Vooch was a good pickup, but he is no match for Mitch. Well, Mitchell Robinson has historically struggled in the Vucevic matchup. He is not very good against Vooch, who spreads it out to the three-point line and always makes it difficult for him to recover. So there's that. There's that matchup. Jordan Clarkson is in the game for, I believe, Mikal Bridges here. Mo Diawara is going to put pressure on Peyton Pritchard, bringing the ball down the court here. 5:30 to go. Brunson did knock down his and one free throw, so it's 20-15. Now, Bridges remains in the game. Robinson comes in along with Clarkson. They're out there with Brunson, Clarkson, Robinson, Bridges, and Diawara. They hit Hugo Gonzalez coming back door on Clarkson, and he gets the nice layup on the baseline cut. Not sure what we got. Jordan Clarkson out there. Where's my guy? Where's GTA at? Brunson up top being guarded by Gonzalez. Step back midi for JB. Comes up short. Battle on the glass. Good boxing out from Vooch. Here comes the Celtics. Pritchard left side of the court being guarded by Brunson. Pull up three for Pritchard. Deep one. In and out. Rolls out of him. Halfway down. Almost got it to go down. Here comes Brunson pushing it the other way. Brunson putting his head down. Attacking. Down the lane. Leaves it off inside the Bridges. Tried to shovel it in there. Bad pass from Jaylen Brunson. Here come the Celtics pushing it the other way off the turnover. Pritchard putting his head down. Attacking Robinson. Stops. Pulls it all the way back out. Smart move. Trying to attack the mismatch here. They got Bridges on Vooch here in the post. They kick it out. Pritchard, pump fakes, driving to his right, down the lane, mid-range pull-up jumper, comes up well short, battle for the rebound. Robinson rips it away from Vooch, bringing it down the other way. Clarkson, up top, leaves it off of Brunson. Right wing, pump fake, step back. Right wing three for JB. Got it to go down. Nothing but net. Knicks take a 6-point lead, 4:12 to go. Brown bringing it down the other way, being guarded by Bridges. And you guys can't see. Here we go. Brown sneaks it inside to Vooch for the two-handed slam, driving it inside on Bridges yet again. 4-point lead for the Knicks, 23-19, under 4 to go here. Brunson up top, hands it off to Bridges, coming to his right. Hands it off to Diawara, being guarded by Gonzalez. They get it over to Robinson. Robinson tries to hit Brunson backdoor, leaves it off for Diawara, walks into a pull-up three. The Celtics disrespect him, not even guarding him, and Mo Diawara makes them pay 26-19. Now, that's right, Mo. 5 quick points for big Mo Diawara. Peyton Pritchard bringing it down. Has it up top. Gets it over to Ron Harper Jr., hands it off to Brown. Brown coming to his left. Picked up by Brunson. Going to bully his way to the basket. Gets caught under the rim. Kicks it out to Pritchard. Pritchard extra pass. They swing it around. Hugo Gonzalez, a left wing three. Can't knock it down. Bridges the rebound. Great defense from the Knicks to force him to swing it around there to a guy who's not great from three-point range. They hand it off to Bridges. He's going to take the baseline. Step back. Kicks it out. Mo Diawara. Extra pass to Brunson. Brunson puts up the three anyway over Gonzalez. Can't get it to go. No foul call as Brunson hit the floor. Brunson slow to get up. And Hugo Gonzalez draws the foul on Mo Diawara. And a timeout for the Knicks. Brunson absolutely wanted a landing violation. Jay Hammer said, people like watching a great quarterback like Mahomes. They're not into defensive struggle. Jay said, I think Mo is going to be a really nice player. I think he could be a starting level player. I think he could really develop into a really good NBA player, man. I think his development could really be limitless, but I think overall, like if we want to get crazy, if he like hits his tippity top full potential, I think he could be an all-star level player. Most guys don't hit that, right? I think what Mo Diawara will end up being, though, is a really quality, maybe starting level player, or at the very least, like high-level bench guy. And getting that as the 50th pick in the draft, 50 whatever pick in the draft, late, really late in the second round there, is an absolute diamond in the rough steal for the front office. Sons Jen, what's up, Sons Jen? Hope you're well today. I'm pretty good. Pretty good. Daniel Tilson, what's up, Daniel? She just said, typical New York style team, always giving up on players instead of surrounding them with talent. Darnold is the perfect example. Sam Darnold. I mean, that is, yeah, absolutely for the football teams as well, for sure. Nixon says, starting for who? Maybe starting for the Knicks. Mo Diawara is 20 years old. If 3 years down the line with Josh Hart is 33 years old, if he's still the Knicks starting small forward or whatever the case, they may not be competing for a championship at that point, right? But if you get a guy like Mo Diawara developing the way that he's developing and he becomes the starter and Josh Hart becomes his backup, then number one, that extends the career of a guy like Josh Hart, but it also puts you in a situation where now you got a 6'7" wing out there to pair alongside an Anunoby and a Bridges as the team starts to age. Amy Machua said, Friday was sad. The Knicks got crushed. And my UConn Huskies fell to St. John's. I'd really like to see a win today. Looks good so far. Looks good so far. It's going to be a tough battle all the way to the end, as it always is with the Boston Celtics. Jay said, Mo Nine's 20, 6'9". He may even grow a little more. Only 20 years old. Like I said, the potential is limitless with a guy like Mo Diawara. Now, do guys always hit the potential? No. But it's there, and you can't ignore it. Benzino said, what happened to Phoenix last night? And Suns Gen said they simply played like trash. Getting to that point of the season, Suns Gen, you just want to get to the All-Star break and then come out of it healthier than you went into it, right? So Jalen Brunson went for the three, landed on Hugo Gonzalez's foot, should be a landing violation. Ref staring literally right at it, doesn't call anything. Brunson very slow to get up. Just an absolute failure of the officials so far here tonight. Like I said earlier, the reason why you complain to the officials is because at some point somebody's going to get hurt if they don't start blowing the whistle and start changing the way they're going to call the game. There is physicality, and then there's reckless physicality. And I think right now there's a lot of reckless physicality going out there because the refs are allowing it. And a game will naturally devolve that way. The officials are out there for a reason. Diawara guarding Derek White up top, pulls it out. Dancing with it. Alvarado's in the game. They swing it out. Vucevic, a three on the pick and pop. Can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Diawara comes flying in, but right into the hands of Ron Harper Jr. They kick it out. Pritchard, Diawara flying at him, and Pritchard rattles it in halfway down, but he can't get it to stay. Brunson, a lot of contact, throws it out of bounds. And again, a lot of contact, no fouls called. A lot of contact right now. Knicks going to have to adjust, but also officials are going to have to start cleaning up this game right now. 7-point lead for the Knicks, 26-19. The Knicks are out there with Brunson, Alvarado, Clarkson, Diawara, and Robinson. An eclectic group out there for the Knicks. A pulled-up three for Derek White, comes up short, long rebound. Alvarado picks it up, and we're pushing it the other way. Alvarado leaves it off for Brunson. Brunson driving it down, leans into the basket, layup, got it to go for JB. And he's looking for a foul on that one as well, doesn't get it. Hopefully this situation doesn't devolve into the Knicks losing their minds here. Vucevic, a straightaway three over Robinson. Got it to go. Like I said, Robinson struggles to guard Vooch. Vooch spreads it out to the three-point line. You know, Robinson struggles to get out to those guys. Alvarado bringing it down the other way. One of the reasons Alvarado's a huge pickup is he's actually a good ball handler, which the Knicks have really struggled with as Hugo Gonzalez runs over Jalen Brunson over on the baseline. The Knicks finally get a call, guys. They finally called a foul on the Celtics. Robes, Pierre, what's up, Robes? Jay said, I would like to see Coach Brown letting the refs know his feelings. I've been calling for this all year, Jay. I agree with you. I've been calling for this all year. Mike Brown having 0 technicals so far this year with the way the Knicks have been officiated has been absolutely abysmal for them. Step back midi for Jalen Brunson over Jordan Walsh. Got it to go. Knicks up by 8, 30-22, 1:30 to go. White up top, coming to his left off a Vooch screen. Diawara chasing, hesitation move for White. Kicks it out up top. Pritchard, another wide open three as Brunson flies out to him. Everybody boxing out, but nobody going for the rebound. It flies back into the hands of Pritchard. Knocked out of bounds. They're going to say it's out of bounds off of Pritchard. And now they're going to give it back to the Celtics. 1:20 to go here in the first. Down to more music said, my theory on why Detroit fouls so much, they know the refs won't call every single thing, so they push the refs to only call the most blatant. Yeah, a lot of teams have been utilizing that the last couple of years of just make the game as physical as possible. They can't call every single foul. Vucevic driving to the rim, loses the ball out of bounds. But they're going to say last touch by the Knicks, so it's going to stay here with Boston. 6 seconds to go. Simon Josh said, is WWE out there? It is. It is. I think the refs want this to feel like a playoff game as battle for loose balls. Robinson got his hand in there. Robinson and Diawara making things difficult for the Celtics out there. Their wingspan, man, is making it difficult for the Celtics to get passes through. Knicks with an 8-point lead. 5 on the shot clock for the Celtics here. They get it down low to Jordan Walsh. Tries to put it up. Ton of contact. No foul call there. Hit ahead to Alvarado. Alvarado kicks it out to Brunson. Brunson coming to his left. Pulls it all the way back out. Smart move from JB. Just calm it down. Let's run our half-court offense. He's going to run a pick and roll with Robinson coming to his left. Vucevic and drop. Brunson a pull-up 3. Line me up. Jaylen Brunson. He said, oh, you don't want to call fouls? Okay, let me just get buckets then. Okay, that's what we're going to do? All right, let me put my playoff mode on then. If you want this to feel like a playoff game, I can get to the level of playoff game. They don't call me Captain Clutch for nothing. Derek White coming to his left off a Vooch screen. They leave it off for Vooch. Vooch another wide open straightaway 3 over Robinson. Way off on that one, back of the rim. And Mo Diawara slaps the ball. No, they say a loose ball foul on the New York Knicks. Okay. Gonna be one of those nights. One of those nights. 5 on 8 for sure. 5 on 8 for sure. All right, Alvarado's got what? 1 assist, right? 1 assist, 1 rebound. My guy, Jose Alvarado. And a foul. Yes, sir. Yes, get active out there, Jose. They get it up top to Derek White, coming to his right off the Vooch screen. They swing it up top to Pritchard. Alvarado guarding him. Swings through to his right, down the lane. Mid-range fall-away jumper. Got it to go for Payne Pritchard. Not good enough defense from Alvarado there. He did just hop off a plane, though, here in Boston. Brunson bringing it down the other way. He's being guarded by Jordan Walsh. Jordan Walsh, an excellent defender. There's about a 5-second difference between game clock and shot clock. 9 to go on the shot clock. Brunson coming to his right. Kicks it over to Alvarado. Quick catch and fire from 3 off the back rim. Long rebound. Clarkson picks it up. Crosses over to his right. Down the lane. Flips up the floater. Can't get it to go. Robinson a putback. Got it to go on the tip for a big Mitch. And quickly pushing is Pritchard. Half-court heave. Can't get it to go. Good defense by the Knicks on the half-court heave because Pritchard is excellent at those. 35-24 is the end of the first quarter right there. And Jaylen Brunson looks pissed. And they're gonna get play. If they want playoff mode Jaylen Brunson, they're getting playoff mode Jaylen Brunson so far tonight. 15 first quarter points, 6 for 9 from the field, along with 4 assists for Jaylen Brunson. Might be one of those nights for JB, coming off a disastrous game against the Detroit Pistons. He said, tonight, go ahead. Throw your Jordan Walshes, throw your Hugo Gonzalez's, throw your Jaylen Browns at me. Give me all the wings. And I'm taking them and I'm giving them all buckets. Every single one of them. Egalitarian bucket giver Jaylen Brunson. Everybody's going to get a piece. Everybody's going to get a piece. Amy Mitchell, excellent quarter. Excellent quarter so far, 35-24. Defense was solid. Offense was good. Chris Boucher still being there when I'm pretty sure he's no longer on the team. My apologies. Macastillo? What's up? What's up, Maca? Macastillo? What's up, Maca? I'll get it. You let me know. From South Park. Appreciate you. I like shoes. What's up, I like shoes? Good stuff in the first. Let's keep this up. Absolutely. Angel A1 Roman. Let's go, Knicks. Nice, solid 11-point lead to start the game here. But you got 3 more quarters to go. The other night, the Boston Celtics were down 20-plus to the Miami Heat before ultimately coming back and pulling off that victory. Now he goes to 60-point quarter, looking like it's going to be a high-scoring game. It might. It could also slow down for sure. Mac Castillo. Appreciate you, Mac. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I got you, Mac. Thank you, brother. Jay Hammer said, all of us lazy people spending Sunday indoors just because this guy is doing a podcast. I'm also indoors, brother. I'm also indoors. I mean, would you not be indoors otherwise? You know, it's football Sunday. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Big Rud said the Knicks are way better than the Heat. Good point, Big Rud. But they also don't have a 20-point lead yet. So there's that. There's also that. And I assume Tyler Kolek will start the second quarter here with Jaylen Brunson playing the entirety of the first, which is the usual rotation Mike Brown seems to have gone with these past couple of weeks. It's also 0 degrees outside. Good point, Jay. Good point. Pete, what's up, Pete? Alvarado will fire the Madison. Yeah, he will fire up the crowd for sure. For sure. Simon John with a very generous super chat. Nothing attached to it. Just wanted to show some support. Appreciate you, Simon John, man. Thank you. Thank you for your generosity tonight. Everybody's saying the same thing. It's really cold out. It is really cold out. I don't know why you would want to be outside right now. To me, there's nothing to do out there. I went out yesterday, and I was like, I got to go home. I don't even want to be out here, man. That cold is the type of cold that just smacks you in the face. It doesn't feel good at all. Naughty Ghost said, although watching the Pistons games, 110 is a high-scoring game. Yeah. I mean, for almost every other team in the league, 110 is about average. The Knicks average about 118 points this season. So, if they get to 120, that's an average game for the Knicks. Madrasi said, hoping for a win in Beantown on Super Bowl Sunday and then some revenge on Detroit next week. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely got to have it, Madrasi, for sure. Here we go. We're back into it. Start of the second quarter. Derek White gets it over to Vooch. Vooch hands it off to Pritchard. Pritchard on the right wing gets it back to Vooch in the post against Josh Hart, backing him down. And I think a defensive 3 seconds. Defensive 3 seconds on the Knicks. The Knicks are out there with Towns, Hart, Diawara, Shamet, and Alvarado. No Tyler Kolek tonight. Alvarado is the backup point guard right now. So Derek White at the foul line, knocks down the free throw. 10-point game. Jay said, may Knicks add Chris Boucher? They could. They could. I'm not the biggest Chris Boucher fan. I also think if it doesn't work out with the Celtics as a big, considering what they've done with guys like Luka Garza and now what they're doing with Vooch and Neemias Queta, I'm like, if you couldn't figure it out there with the Celtics, what are you figuring out with the Knicks, right? Derek White takes Landry Shamet to the rim and knocks down the righty floater. Alvarado bringing it down the other way. Directing a little bit of traffic. Alvarado coming to his left. Off a Towns screen. Leaves it off for Towns. Towns not familiar with the guard actually giving him the ball for pick and rolls, and he draws a foul on the Celtics. He's going to the foul line for 2. Towns was not prepared at all for Alvarado to actually hit him after setting a screen with a pass that he was out of position. Building chemistry between Alvarado and Towns is going to be incredibly important, especially for the second unit here. Final Boss, what's up, Final Boss? Detroit ain't good to be a hater. Mac, what's up, Mac? Who you got in the Super Bowl? Like I said, I don't know enough about football to give you an insight, a knowledgeable answer. But like most of the country outside of New England and Boston, I will be rooting for the Seahawks. Kwame Robinson, what's up, Kwame? He said, geez, Cat got fouled 3 times. Yes, he did. I mean, I'm with it. If you're going to foul a guy, foul him multiple times. I'm with it. Towns rattles in both free throws. Back to a 10-point game. 11 minutes to go. MBM, what's up, MBM? White on the left wing coming to his right. Shaman in front. They get it up top to Pritchard. Pritchard coming to his right. A Fakeda screen. Steps back. Pump fakes. Good job deterring him from Alvarado. Knocks the ball loose. Pritchard picks it up. Now they get it to Vooch. Vooch up top. Pass fake. Driving to his left. Throws up the floater. Got it to go for big Vooch over Josh Hart. Don't love that matchup. But they have Vooch and Queta out there. This is the lineup I thought they might go to start the game, considering they started Luka Garza. So going to their double big lineup, I wonder, if Mike Brown is going to be interested in trying his double lineup. Alvarado gets it over to Josh Hart in the right corner. Josh Hart coming to his left. Off a Town screen, putting his head down, attacking. Pump fake, spins, kicks it out to Diawara. He's going to drive to his right. Hesitation move. He's got Shireman on him. Leans in, flips it up with the right hand. Mo Diawara, one-on-one baskets with the shot clock winding down. I'm telling you, the sky is the limit with this kid. He's up to 7 points tonight. Mo Diawara masterclass is in full effect. Derek White down the lane, reverse layup. Can't get it to go. Good defense from the Knicks, but Vooch able to pick up the offensive rebound, and they call a foul on the Celtics. Another one. They call a foul on Vucevic right there, smacking at Karl Anthony Towns' arms. They were both fighting for the rebound. Ball back to the Knicks. Darnell, what's up, Darnell? Told you they were going to get someone to shoot outside. Ernest Cash, what's up, Ernest? Alvarado has it up top, being guarded by Pritchard. Driving to his right off the town screen, down the lane, gets into the paint, kicks it out to Shamus, swings through to his right, kicks it over to Josh Hart. No hesitation, three in the right wing. In and out, can't get it to stay. Battle on the glass for the rebound, knocked out of bounds by Vooch. It'll stay here with the Knicks, and that's Karl-Anthony Towns battling on the glass right there. I love it. I love it. Knicks with a 10-point lead, 39-29, keeping the Celtics an arm's distance away so far to start this game. Nature, what's up, Nature? Come on, Boston. We got a Boston fan. What's up, Nature? What's up, Final Boss? Alvarado gets it over the top to Shamet. Shamet gets it over to Alvarado on the left wing. They feed Towns in the post, being guarded by Jaylen Brown. Towns spins off of him, takes the baseline, kicks a wild pass out to Josh Hart, who saves it over to Shamet. A wild save from Josh Hart. Shamet mid-range pull-up jumper over White. Comes up short, can't get it to go. Good boxing out from Boston. And Pritchard bringing it down the other way. Pritchard coming to his right. Now to his left, Diawara trying to chase him around the screen. They switch it. They get it up top to Brown, being guarded by Alvarado. Pulling his way down low, leans in, puts up the jumper, got it to go, and they call the offensive foul on Jaylen Brown. Yes, sir! Jose Alvarado stepping in, taking the contact from Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown leaning right into him. Alvarado is shorter, obviously. Leaned into him with the arm. Once you start going forward on a jump shot, they're going to hit you with the offensive foul, especially if you make contact with the offensive player's face. Great effort from Jose Alvarado. Great effort. Relic, what's up, Relic? Gadra, what's up, Gadra? Alvarado up top, hesitating with it. Swings it out to Josh Hart. Josh Hart looking to hand it off. Gets it over to Towns in the post, being guarded by Keita. Towns backing down Keita, backing him down. Stops, drop step, off glass, got it to go. Big move. Big time move. Big time move from big Karl-Anthony Towns. And you know, I'm telling you right now, the thing I didn't even think about, the thing I didn't even process, I'm getting hyped right now. The thing I didn't even process, y'all, Alvarado is going to hype up Karl-Anthony Towns. You know, we know Karl-Anthony Towns is an emotional player. And Jose Alvarado is the type of dude that's going to hype up Big Cat. And we're about to see the best Karl-Anthony Towns has to offer in the second half of this season. Yes, sir. Mark, big cities, he might be in the building tonight. He got 6 points, 2 rebounds. The stat line not jumping off the screen right now, but he might bring out big cities. Now, I am still not expecting a lot of Karl-Anthony Towns. He's got a bum eye. He's got stitches on him. He's wearing the goggles, probably first time in his career. I mean, you know, if anybody knows Karl-Anthony Towns' career, or if Crandon's in the chat, you know, who's a Timberwolves fan, you can let me know. You can let me know. If Karl-Anthony Towns has had to wear goggles in the past. But wearing the goggles here tonight, still hooping. Still hooping. Has not taken a perimeter shot, though, which I don't expect him to because it's different taking a perimeter shot with stuff going on your face, right? It's just weird. But getting into the post, drop step on Neemias Queta, who's a good defender with the you know, little push shot off glass. Love to see it. Battling on the glass here tonight. He's only credited with 2 rebounds, but he's kept many possessions alive. Working alongside Mitchell Robinson must do you wonders on the glass. He's always been a good rebounder. MBM said Stoudemire glasses from the vault. That is actually exactly it, MBM. The beat reporters, I think it was Steph Bondi or maybe it was James Edwards III, put out on Twitter that the Knicks legitimately had old Stoudemire glasses, and they were like, we just use these tonight. They fit you, right? You're 2 big 7-footers. They fit you. Nature said, will Boston come back? Can never count Boston out, Nature. I don't expect Boston to go anywhere. I don't expect this to be a blowout. It will come down to the wire always with the Celtics team, for sure. Try hard Steve. What's up, Steve? Hope you're doing well. What are your thoughts about running Alvarado for the second unit leadership versus developing Kolek? Sounds like you're a big Jose guy. Well, Jose Alvarado is just a better player than Tyler Kolek right now. You know, if Tyler Kolek were better this season, the Knicks wouldn't have felt the need to go out and snag a backup guard at the deadline. That is, you know, like I like Tyler Kolek, but the Knicks are a championship contending team, so development is always going to take a backseat to whatever is best for the team to actually win basketball games. Nick Yak said Diawara playing out of his mind, and that's the other thing. Try hard, Steve. Is if Tyler Kolek, like I said, if Tyler Kolek were playing better, the Knicks wouldn't have felt the need to go out and grab Alvarado. Like Mo Diawara might probably not, because I'm sure if the Knicks could have snagged the wing, they could have, or they would have, but they just didn't have the assets to really go out and get one. But Mo Diawara might have been playing so well that the Knicks organization was like, maybe we just rock with Mo Diawara to the end of the year. And here tonight, he's up to 7 points off the bench, 3 for 3 from the field. He's been phenomenal. Also, defensively, I think he's been very good. I want to see him get more active on the glass, but I think he's been very good defensively. And as he just subs out, I think he's been very good defensively. And obviously, knocking down your shots is always going to go a long way. Yak said, Mitch Diawara locked down on defense. I want more of that. Yeah, we talked about it, Yak. There was that one possession where the Celtics was trying to inbound it, and Mo Diawara guarding the inbound with his enormous wingspan, and Mitchell Robinson on the other side defending the ball, and they kept knocking it out of bounds. Like, those two guys alongside like an OG Anunoby down the line, even with like a Mikal Bridges or whatever, a Josh Hart, is a menace of a defensive line. Can't wait for it. Can't wait for it. Here we go. We're back into it. Pritchard bringing it down. They get it quickly to Brown. Spins off Bridges. Takes him right to the rim. Gets a layup to go down and then slams the ball on the floor, or just very aggressively placed the ball on the floor, and they're going to give him a delay of game warning. Alvarado bringing it down the other way. Has it on the left wing, coming to his right. Dancing around a town screen. They leave Alvarado wide open. Line me up. Line me up. Jose Alvarado's first points as a Knick. Baby, I'm loving it. I'm loving it, Jose. Don't leave me open. Don't do that. 44-31. Pritchard coming to his right. Hesitation move. Down the lane. Gets into the paint. Kicks out to Shireman. Shireman's been great as of late. Misses that one badly. Shaman with the rebound. Bringing it down the other way. Shaman missed Josh Hart, who was wide open on the break. So they swing it out. Towns pump fakes. Doesn't want to take the shot. Towns. Pull the pass over to Shaman, inside to Josh Hart, under the rim, layup, got it to go. The ball movement is insane. The ball movement, the player movement is insane for the New York Knicks right now. 15-point lead. Got to keep it going, especially here defensively. Brown has it against Bridges, backing him down, fends off of him, fall away jumper off the one leg, can't get it to go. Towns the rebound, rips another one down. Here comes Josh Hart pushing it the other way, gets it over to Bridges. Bridges in the post against Brown, leans in, step back, fall away jumper, and he said, that's how you do it, Jaylen Brown. He said, that's how you do it. That's how you knock down a fall-away jumper, and it's 48-31, 11-2 run for the Knicks over the last 3 minutes. Derek White has it up top, being guarded by Shaman. Crossing over to his left. Now crossing over to his right off a screen. Now Josh Hart switches onto him to get it out to Shireman. Shireman back to White. White's going to walk into a deep pull-up three over Josh Hart. Got to go for Derek White as he puts a kibosh on the run there for the Knicks. Let's see how the Knicks answer. 14-point lead for the Knicks here. Alvarado swings it over to Hart. Hart on the left wing. Driving to his left, off the town screen, spins into the paint, leans in, draws the foul. He's going to go to the foul line for 2. And the Knicks will get a little bit of a breather. Josh Hart finally gets the foul call he's been looking for all night. All night he's been looking for that foul call. Yak said, Kolek started the season third-string point guard behind McBride. Well, behind Clarkson, I would say, Yak. But technically, yes, behind McBride. But behind Clarkson as well. To me, it was always going to come down between, as Josh Hart comes up short on the first free throw, it was always going to be, Mark is ringing the alarms. We're getting foul calls, Mark. We're getting foul calls. And look what happens when the Knicks actually get foul calls. 14-point lead. To me, the question was always going to be Clarkson or Kolek for that, like, 9th man role. Now it's Alvarado over Kolek, and to me, it's very clearly Alvarado. Clarkson and Kolek was always an interesting question. I leaned more towards Kolek. Now I definitely lean more towards Alvarado. It also allows Jalen Brunson to chill on the bench a little bit more because Alvarado can actually defend, run a team, knock down a three, get to the rim. They hand it off to Derek White. Derek White hesitates, gets it over to Walsh. Walsh, jab step, attacking Josh Hart, goes along the baseline, pulls it back out. He's got nowhere to go. Great denial defense from Towns on Derek White. Now they get it down low to Brown, gets stripped, but a foul is called. And Josh Hart very upset with the foul call. Josh Hart did knock down the second free throw, at least, by the way. So the 15-point lead, 49-34. Now they call a foul, I believe, on Hart. If it is on Hart, that's his third. It is his third. And Mike Brown's going to sub him out. And Josh Hart waving to the bench. And he's like, come on, man, leave me in the game. Come on. But he's going to get him out. He's going to put Mo Diawara in. But this is the trust you get. You know, talking about Tyler Kolek, this is the trust you get. When you're actually playing very well, okay, let's just pull Josh Hart in. Let's put Mo Diawara out. Or let's take Josh Hart out and put Mo Diawara in. Because Mo Diawara is playing excellently. I can trust him out there right now. They get it over to Derek White, being chased by Alvarado. Down the lane, leaves it off of Queta. And Queta, a big one-handed slam. Great play for the Celtics there, running the pick and roll between White and Queta. 49-36. Alvarado driving to his right. Kicks it out to Mo Diawara. Mo Diawara hesitates, now coming to his left. Good closeout from Walsh. They hand it off to Bridges. Bridges gets it over to Alvarado. Alvarado on the right wing, directing traffic, stops, hesitates, gets it over to Towns on the right wing, just turns and fires over Keita. Off the back rim, can't get it to go. Shireman skies for a rebound. Here comes Brown. Brown, right side of the court, being guarded by Diawara, and Diawara just trips him up. Gets in front of him, trips him up, knocks him to the ground. Foul on Diawara. It's a good play from Jaylen Brown there, just knowing the rookie's not going to be positioned well enough, and just runs right into him, draws the foul. David Hodge Jr. said Jose is changing our aggressiveness, as it should, as it should. Robinson's going to come in for Towns, and Shamit's going to come out for Brunson. The Knicks are out there with Bridges, Brunson, Alvarado. We got Alvarado Brunson minutes, by the way. I've been waiting for it. Well, we did get it in the first half, but Clarkson was also out there. So we got Brunson, Alvarado, as Shireman has a wide open straightaway three. In and out, can't get it to stay. Good boxing out from the Knicks. Alvarado comes in for the rebound, and we're pushing the pace the other way. Alvarado up top, coming to his left off a Robinson screen. Down the lane, throws up a floater. Off the back rim, can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Shireman comes in and grabs it. Here comes Shireman. It's a 3-on-1 fast break over to Brown. Reverse layup over Diawara. Got it to go for Jaylen Brown. Good defense, but Jaylen Brown just being a star right there with an excellent finish. Lead back down to 11. Diawara on the right wing. Hands it off to Brunson. Brunson being guarded by Walsh. Walsh getting very physical right now. Brunson driving to his left, leaning in, down the lane, throws up the floater, off the back rim, can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Walsh able to pick it up. Out to Shireman. Shireman one-on-one against Bridges, leans in, pump fake, steps through, kicks it out. Derek White wide open, right corner three. Nobody there, and Derek White knocks it down, and here come the Boston Celtics, and a timeout from the New York Knicks as the lead back down to 8. Great run from the Celtics, great answer. Now, good timeout from the Knicks and Mike Brown and their coaching staff. Now, how did we respond after the Celtics responded, right? I say it all the time. If you want to compare it to a boxing match, a guy's going to come out swinging against you at some point, and you're going to need to be able to take some blows, man. Nobody leaves a boxing match never getting hit, right? You're going to need to know how to take blows, how to bob and weave. Just take the aggression, take the offense that they're swinging with, and then when they tire out a little bit, now how do you respond, right? Next round, how do you respond? So now the Knicks, they took some blows from the Celtics. How do you respond? You're going to wilter away? You're going to allow them completely back into the game, or you're going to push this back to double digits and keep them an arm's distance away? This is the danger of the Celtics, turning it up now. Gigi said, I know we're all rooting for Kolek, but we want results. That's why Jose is in. Absolutely. Absolutely. (49-48). 49-41, excuse me. 8-point lead for New York. 5:45 exactly to go. So let me run my timer down real quick. There we go, perfectly synced. Yeah, so we missed 2 floaters and it cost us. Yeah, 2 very makeable floaters between Alvarado and Brunson. And the long rebound got the Celtics out and running in transition there. One time for a layup for Brown, the other time for a relocation corner 3 for Derek White. And that's the game you play. If the Knicks knock down those shots, they could get back on defense and set the defense up. The fact that they missed it allowed the Celtics to get on running and take advantage of it. So, part of a good defense is a good offense, right? These two teams are always in tandem. Some people think that they're like mutually exclusive, and it's like if you're missing shots, you're allowing the other team to get out and run and push the pace on you. But what that does is that it mismatches everybody because you're hustling back and you're like, I'm just going to pick up the guy next to me because somebody needs to stop the ball. I need to just pick up and make sure they don't get open 3 on a swing here. So that often can mess up your defense. Even good defensive teams, if you miss shots offensively, you're not going to have a good defensive night most of the time. It's going to be really tough for you. So the Knicks missing 2 shots there and it killed them. Absolutely. Good point, Yak. Patrick Feltz said Derek White is so underrated. I don't know if he's underrated. I think he's properly rated. Everybody knows Derek White is fantastic. How is he underrated? Everybody knows he's great. MBM said Mr. Make League. A little bit of that. Yak said eventually Kolek will be the better player. We could hope for that. I don't know if I 100% feel that way, but we could hope for it. He definitely has the potential to be. But brightest future with the brightest future. Kolek will get his time. He'll get his time. He'll likely stay with the Knicks organization another year or 2. Darnell reminded people of the like button. If you guys are enjoying the show, please go ahead, hit the thumbs up button, like the stream. I'd very much appreciate it. It is by far the best thing you can do to help support the channel, support the community. I'd appreciate it, y'all. Ball Boy, what's up, Ball Boy? Think Cat's going to get 32 PRA? No idea, brother. No idea. With one eye, I'm not betting on it. Yeah, I said Hart was making plays and his rebounding was missed just then. Yeah, true. That's another good point. 3 fouls on Josh Hart. Mike Brown pulls him out. 3 fouls in the second quarter. He pulls him out from Mo Diawara. Mo Diawara not nearly the rebounder and impact player that Josh Hart is, obviously. Secrete, what's up, Secrete? Back at it again. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Best commentator on YouTube. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. MBM said rotation is adjusting to new addition. Yeah. Coaching staff has to adjust. The new player has to adjust. The 4 other guys with him have to adjust. A lot of whistles being blown right now. The Knicks just can't inbound the ball. Oh, they're going to hack a Mitch. They're going to hack a Mitch. They intentionally foul Mitchell Robinson. He's at the foul line for 2 free throws. All right, Mitch. This is when you make your money, brother. Make your money. Keila Salorio. Robinson misses the first one. I don't have ABC. Thanks for being the best option. Appreciate you, Key. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Key Hayes said Missoula's friggin' annoying. Robinson misses the first one. Yeah, this is just good strategy. Towns at the scores table getting ready to check in for Big Mitch. Joe said, please make one, Mitch. Please make one. Big Mitch missed the first one, misses the second one. Here comes Shireman bringing it down the other way, hands it off to White. White bringing it down. Extended run here for Alvarado, who's been in for the entirety of the second quarter here. They hand it off to Queta. Queta up top, coming to his left, hands it off to Brown. Brown swings through to his left. They try to lob it down low. Robinson knocks the ball out of the air, but they get it to Derek White. Derek White, a wide open 3. Long rebound, can't grab it. They swing it back to Brown, being guarded by Brunson. Coming to his left, stops. Spins to his right. Spins back to his left. Diawara coming over for the help. Double clutch. Diawara with a block. Brunson bringing it down the other way. Mo Diawara, excellent defense. Brunson hesitates, leaves it out. Now pulling it back up. Being guarded by Jordan Walsh. Brunson up top. And Queta intentionally fouls Mitchell Robinson. Nick Yak said Celtics weak. It's a weak strategy for sure. To me, it's always a strategy that just tells everybody like, oh, we got nothing for this guy. We can't guard this guy. We got to get him out of the game. So Mitchell Robinson at the foul line for 2 more. He just missed 2. Come on, Mitch. You got to dig back to that Pistons game as Mitchell Robinson misses another one. Come on, Big Mitch. You've been working with Peter Patton, Big Mitch. You've been working with Peter Patton. Yeah, Alvarado, hype up your boy. Alvarado, he's got to be a leader, an energy leader on this team. Hype up your boy. Help up my boy. Come on, Big Mitch. Missed the first one. Misses the second one. Jordan Walsh with the rebound. Walsh gets it over to White. White will bring it down. They show 2 defenders. And then Derek White gets fouled in the backcourt by Alvarado. Derek White comes up limping. Derek White upset with something. He comes up limping. Not feeling great. Towns comes in for Robinson. Tay Cowboy said, take Mikhail out. Nothing as usual. Mikhail's been really good today, Tay. He's been really good today. 7 points, 4 boards, an assist, and some really good defense on Jaylen Brown tonight. Or this afternoon, I should say. Derek White bringing it down. They get it over to Brown. Brown being guarded by Bridges. Ball knocked out of his hands. He picks it back up. Coming to his left off a screen. Brunson switched on to him. Brown Euro steps down the lane. Flips it up off glass with the left hand. Way off. Doesn't even hit rim. Just straight backboard. Tied up with Mo Diawara's Queta. It's going to be a jump ball. Mo Diawara not rebounding at the rate I'd like him to, but he is being active down there. He is fighting. And that's just experience. He's going to get experience to know where on the court he needs to be at in order to snag some rebounds here. But really impactful for Mo Diawara. Brown subs out. Jump ball between Diawara and Queta here. Chris Bashford said, felt GTA impact immediately. For sure. Sure, he's still out there. And Mo Diawara easily wins the jump ball. Cato was not prepared for it. So the Knicks are out there with Brunson, Alvarado, Diawara, Bridges, and Towns. Brunson coming to his left. Swings it out to Mo Diawara. Wide open right wing three. Mo rattles it in for Mo Diawara. He's up to 10 first half points here. I love me some Mo Diawara, man. Derek White up top, coming to his left, off the screen, Diawara chasing. Derek White on the left wing, driving it down now, leans in, pass fake, great defense from the Knicks. They got nowhere to go, forced to kick it back out to Pritchard, one-on-one against Alvarado, spins to his right, kicks it back out. Baylor Shireman, a deep right wing three. Towns, good box out and snags the rebound over Cada. Brunson bringing it down, crosses over, step back, mid-range, pull-up jumper, got me to go, Jaylen Brunson, and a great response from the Knicks as the offense is starting to flow again. 13-point lead for them. Here comes Pritchard, up top being guarded by Alvarado. Coming to his right off the Cada screen. Bridges switches onto him. Pritchard pulls it out, being guarded by Bridges. Cross-court pass, Walsh, left corner, ran off the line by Diawara, takes the baseline, wild reverse layup. Got it to go for Jordan Walsh. It was a wild reverse layup, but under control just enough to get the shot to go down. Tough move for Jordan Walsh there. Brunson bringing it down the other way, coming to his right off a Diawara screen. Stops, steps back, dancing with it against Shireman. Crosses over to his left, stop, turn, spin, fall away jumper. Can't get that one to go. Cato with the rebound. Didn't love that isolation there from JB. They get it over to Pritchard. Pritchard bringing it down the other way. Pritchard's going to dance with it against Bridges. Over the top pass to Derek White. Wide open left wing three. Alvarado got hung up on the screen. White can't knock it down, though. Town snags a tough rebound. Quick outlet to Brunson. Brunson bringing it down. It's a 4-on-3. Now the Celtics get back and recover. Brunson pulls it out. Has it up top. Brunson. Bounce past the Bridges, cutting to the rim. Beautiful layup as Bridges slipped the screen. Was setting a flare screen for Diawara. Diawara already knocked down a screen, so the Celtics were now cognizant of Diawara. This is what knocking down perimeter shots does for you. The Celtics were cognizant of Diawara. Bridges comes over to set the flare screen for Diawara. Right, so it's off ball. You don't know what a flare screen is. Bridges is going to set an off-ball screen on Mo Diawara's man, and Mo Diawara is going to flare, fan out along the three-point line to the wing, and the option is that if Bridges can set the screen on the guy, Brunson can throw an over-the-top pass to an open Mo Diawara for a three. Now, he just hit one. Normally, defenses would ignore that action because they're not worried about Mo Diawara. Mo Diawara has knocked down 2 threes today. He's got 10 points, so now the Celtics are at least cognizant of him. They're not fully like, oh no, Mo Diawara's open, but they're cognizant of him. So they turn and they go, oh, Mo Diawara, let me slide over just a little bit. So Bridges' man, Cada, is who was matched up for Bridges there as the Celtics got mismatched coming down the court. Slides over just a little bit and is like, don't throw that over the top pass because this guy just knocked down a three. And Bridges wisely was setting the screen and was like, oh, my man I noticed is slipping or is hedging over towards or cheating over towards Diawara. Let me slip the screen real quick that I was setting on Derek White, because normally this action, what the Celtics do, would just simply switch it. So now Derek White will guard, switch onto Bridges, and now Cada will match up with Diawara. But Bridges sets the screen, notices Cada hedging out a little bit too soon, immediately slips the screen. Brunson notices it, hits the pocket pass to Bridges cutting to the rim, and he gets a layup because now there's no rim protected down there because Cada is more aware that Diawara is out by the three-point line. And that's how they get the easy layup, man. Beautiful. Beautiful. I forgot to restart the timer. We got 2:40 to go. They get over to Cada. Cada up top. 56-53. Cada, pass fake, and throws it to nobody. Great ball denial. Mikal Bridges hyping himself up. He's had a phenomenal game here tonight. Phenomenal game from Mikal Bridges. The defense has been fantastic from Mikal. I got to give him his flowers today. It's been fantastic. Tay said, what is the status on OG? Now, the Knicks medical staff has lied to us before, Tay, but what they're telling us is that it is a little toe injury. Nothing, not too big of a deal, apparently. I don't know. I would think that it's just a little bit of a precaution. Rest him until after the All-Star break. Hopefully that is just the case, but we'll see. Towns puts up the righty hook. Can't get it to go over Baylor Shireman. Good defense from Shireman. Brown bringing it down the other way. 2 minutes to go. Being guarded by Bridges. They swing it over to Derek White. Derek White hands it off to Pritchard. Pritchard being chased by Brunson. They get it back up top to Brown. Brown steps through. Brunson tries to rip him. Brunson comes up hobbling. They swing it out to Shireman for an open left corner three. He knocks it down. And Brunson really hobbling. Not what you want to see. As the Knicks and Brunson waving off the bench. He's saying, don't sub me out. I'm good. Let me just walk it off. Diawara has it on the right wing. Pass fake. Can't get it to Towns, rolling to the rim. Hits Bridges, cutting to the rim yet again on Derek White. And he's just slicing up Derek White right now, who's trying to deny him the ball. And he's just cutting back door on him multiple times here tonight. Second one in a row for Bridges there. Brown runs over Shaman, no foul call, behind the back pass, ball got knocked loose, Shireman, pass fake, driving to his left along the baseline, steps through, kicks out to Derek White, driving to his left now, down the lane, gets fouled by Mo Diawara. So Derek White's going to go to the foul line for 2 with 1:20 to go. Jeremiah Williams said, did Vooch get injured? No, he did not get injured. He was just getting torched defensively. So the Celtics leaning away from him a little bit here. Naughty Go said, Kawhi Leonard waited until it's too late, and the Clippers aren't competing for anything to get back into MVP form he was signed to be. He's hit this point multiple times throughout his Clippers tenure. The issue is that it's never sustained. And come playoff time, he always goes down with an injury. So. MEM said, knee knock possibly. They did just put the camera on him, and he was like rubbing on his knee a little bit. So he waved off the bench in terms of getting subbed out. So hopefully it's not much. Alvarado comes in for Diawara. As Derek White knocks down 2 free throws. Back to a 10-point game. 58-48. Alvarado's going to bring it down the other way. Alvarado has it up top. Good decision from Mike Brown to put another point guard out there with Brunson hobbling a little bit. Alvarado down the lane. Tries to get it over to Bridges. Ball right through his hands. Too hot of a pass from Alvarado. Alvarado chasing down Pritchard. Loses the handle out of bounds. Should go back to the Knicks. It doesn't. Alvarado poked it out of bounds. Good hustle from Jose Alvarado, who is known for that, chasing down ball handlers like that, knocking the ball loose. Good hustle after the turnover. Keita has it up top, hands it off to Brown. Brown coming to his left, now snaking it back to his right hand. Towns forced to pick him up, down the lane, draws the foul on Towns, and Brown gets the layup to go down. And 1 for Brown, going to the foul line for 1 more. Tay Cowboy said, Dad asked him his pain level. Probably. I'm sure he doesn't even have to ask. I'm sure he just knows. George Jones said, having Dad on the sideline is a cheat code. A little bit. Brown at the foul line for 1 more. Knocks down his and 1 free throw. Russell Field, what's up, Russell? Brunson bringing it down. Good to see him have the ball in his hands and walking normally. Brunson up top being guarded by Brown. He's going to wind down some clock here. We got 4 across right now. Now Towns is going to come up to set the screen. Towns coming to his left. Bridges also up top of the screen. Brunson driving it down against Brown. Draws the foul on Jaylen Brown. So they're in the bonus. Whether he was in the shooting motion or not, they're in the bonus. So 2 free throws for Jaylen Brunson. I got to tell you, already loving the Jose Alvarado edition. Already loving it. Changes the dynamic of the team. The aggression, the speed. The calm, cool, and collectedness a little bit. He can be a little bit of a hothead, and I'm sure we'll see it for sure. I'm sure we'll see some of the hothead tendencies come out from him at some point. Brunson up to 18 points. He knocks down the first free throw. He's got another one coming. But so far, I really like what he's brought. The ball handling, the ability to actually get into the paint. As he gets more comfortable with his offense, I'm sure we'll see a little bit more of that as well. Brunson knocks down both free throws, 60-51, 9-point lead for the Knicks, 30 seconds to go. Derek White bringing it down, crossing over on Shaman down the lane, mid-range floater, got it to go over Shaman. Shaman has yet to knock down a 3 tonight, which is limiting his impact here. Going to need Shaman to step up. 60-53. Derek White up to 17 points himself. Jaylen Brunson, Derek White going toe-to-toe. Brunson up top, directing traffic. Brunson wants to involve Keita in the screen, so he comes off a Bridges screen. Now they show double. And turns the ball over for Jaylen Brunson there, right into the hands of Brown, who got his hands up in there. Get over to Derek White. bringing it down the other way. Derek White's going to heave it over Towns. Good contest. Throws up an air ball, and that's going to be the end of our first half. Okay. 7-point lead for the New York Knicks. Like I said, I don't expect this Boston Celtics team to go anywhere. Not one part of me thinks that the Celtics are going anywhere. Benzino, what's up, Benzino? Friday night versus Miami. Boston was down 21 at halftime and won by 2. Yep. Don't expect the Celtics to go anywhere. This is going to be a close game all the way to the end. But also, Benzino, as someone else also pointed out in the chat, the Knicks are a little bit of a better team than Miami, right? And also, Miami is just known for giving up second-half leads. Going back to last season, in which they had the most double-digit blown leads in the fourth quarter last year. Pretty crazy. CJ said Celtics have to lost Celtics the third quarter. MEM said JB got to do better, for sure. I mean, he's got 19 points in the first half with 6 assists, but there's always room for improvement. That last turnover wasn't great, but it didn't hurt them in the end, as it was ended up being an air ball from Derek White. We can go over the box scores here. This is the only game on right now. A couple of games coming on later, I believe. Actually, let's go through it. Well, we can leave that up there. Go back to ESPN. Randy, what's up, Randy? JB is messing up, ball hogging, and missing the open man. Brother, he's got 19 points and 6 assists. We could be mad about that last turnover, brother, but he's got 19 points and 6 assists. Some of y'all, I know Jalen Brunson's awesome, so the standard for JB is all the way up here. But, like, come on, man. What are we talking about? He's got 19 points and 6 assists. Yeah, this is the only game on. The game right after, we have Heat Miami tipping off in about half an hour. We got Heat Wizards. That's who we have tipping off about half an hour. Obviously, we have to be Wizards fans, even though the Wizards doing everything in their power to tank right now, including sitting out multiple of their young guys, which is a dumb idea. Just continue to develop your talent, especially with Trae Young and Anthony Davis added to it. Continue to develop your talent. Trust in the process. You got to win the lottery anyway, so just do it. The Pacers taking on the Raptors at 3, and then you have the Clippers taking on the Timberwolves in the second game after this one. Yeah, I said last 5 possessions, we got 2 free throws. That was not a good way to end half. Absolutely. Got to be better. There have been stretches in this game today, though, where the Celtics defense has locked up and it's been really tough for the Knicks to generate offense. So the Knicks have to try and squeeze out those lulls in the action as much as possible. Randy said, doesn't mean much if we lose the game. We could have been up 15 for real. This is the Boston Celtics, Randy. This is not Joe Schmo. This is not the Washington Wizards. This is not the Indiana Pacers. This is not the Los Angeles Clippers. This is the Boston Celtics. This is a very good team. The Knicks were not going to be up 15. They could have, sure. We could live in fantasy land. But you got to understand the Celtics are not going anywhere. You are not going to blow out the Boston Celtics. Like somebody pointed out in the chat, like we talked about earlier. Miami hit a 21-point lead at halftime, and the Celtics came back and won the game. And the Knicks are better than Miami. So that should not happen to the New York Knicks, but it's definitely possible. You have to win as many possessions as possible. And so far, the Knicks have won more possessions than the Celtics, and that leads to a 7-point lead. Now, if you replicate that in the second half, you should be able to pull the game out. Randy said, just feeling the pressure from last game. I get it. But it's a random game in February. We're going to be all right, Randy. We're going to be all right. DJ Hex, what's up, DJ? Do you think Josh Hart getting 6 rebounds? He could. Darnell said, writing is good. Without the like button, it doesn't count. We need to stay number 1. Appreciate you, Darnell. CJ said Knicks have to win the third quarter if they want to win the game. I mean, they're going to have to win the third and the fourth quarter. They could win the third quarter and then lose the fourth quarter by 20 and still lose the game. They're going to have to win both quarters. David Osh Jr. said Jose really putting his imprint on the way we can be with him for sure. I don't even think he's actually. I'm pretty positive he hasn't practiced with the Knicks because I don't think the Knicks have practiced. They've been on the road these last couple of days. They were at Detroit. Now they're at Boston. So they've been on the road. I'm sure they haven't practiced. Obviously, they've had walkthroughs and whatnot and shoot-arounds, but that's not the same as practice. So very also, even if he did have a practice, he does not have chemistry with these guys. So it's going to be about building chemistry over time, and you could see his impact already. Just that Diawara, 16 minutes, 10 points plus 8. Diawara was phenomenal. Hoping for a very similar second half. Jason said, solid first half versus a good team. Absolutely. All you could really ask for. Just continue to play solid. Continue to win your quarters as much as possible. The Knicks won the first quarter by 11. They lost the second quarter by 4. Right? So that averages out, obviously, to a 7-point lead. But 35 in the first, 25 in the second. 24 in the first for the Celtics, 29 in the second. You keep the Celtics from scoring 30 in a quarter. I think that's pretty good overall. The Knicks have to get closer and obviously over 30 in order for their offense to continue to hold off this Celtics team. But the defense is very good so far here tonight. Very good. Randy said, gotta tell you, love what you're doing with the channel. Appreciate you, Randy, man. Appreciate you. Love seeing you in the chat, man. Hope you're doing well. Always love seeing you in the chat, Randy. Just that said, what was the excuse from the Detroit game? Shots not falling. This doesn't even look like the same team as the Detroit game. Well, it kind of isn't. They had no Alvarado. They had no OG Anunoby. They had no Karl-Anthony Towns and no Deuce McBride. Today they have Karl-Anthony Towns. Josh Hart left in the middle of that game. They were already getting blown out, so that didn't matter. But Josh Hart left in the middle of that game with the foot injury, or ended up hobbling around a little bit with the foot injury. So it was just a bad night. They had a bad game plan. We talked about it in the pregame. They had a bad game plan. Jalen Brunson played poorly, and they didn't have really any other options. Nobody else really played well. Mikal Bridges was the only guy who actually knocked down shots, and they couldn't pull themselves up after they already dug themselves into a deep hole. Shot themselves in the foot to start the night and could never catch up to the Pistons. They just continued steadily sprinting ahead of us. They're going to have another opportunity next week, February 19th, after the All-Star break. I believe is the first game after the All-Star break. We'd actually look at the Knicks schedule here. And, this game's not going to mean that much to me either. Again, regular season games and whatnot, but Joseph said the Pistons are a lot tougher this year. They are. CJ said Jordan Clarkson, no point in the whole half. Don't expect Jordan Clarkson to remain a part of this rotation. JA3 said, it is so tough when teams play hack and Mitch. It takes him out of the game, and it's so critical to what we do. Yeah. I mean, ultimately, knock down your free throws, Big Mitch, right? Like, I don't know what we could tell him. I don't know. You can't really game plan it around, like, Mitchell Robinson spending extra time in the gym with shooting coach Peter Patton working on them free throws, man. Jason said Alvarado might just be the spark of extra intensity that this team needs night in and night out. It might. It's a really good sign, here tonight against Boston. So far, we'll go through the box score. We'll break everything down that we've seen. But the Knicks have a back-to-back here. So they have Indiana, and then they have Philadelphia, and then we are done. And then we are done for a week. We have 8 days off before we play our next game. Obviously, the All-Star festivities will be going on. Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns will be involved. Outside of that, nobody else is making the trip. I don't even know where it's at today. Is it or I think it's at Intuit Dome, right? It's in Los Angeles, so at least they'll be able to be out in the sun, vacationing a little bit out in Los Angeles, handling their all-star responsibilities, and hopefully everybody comes back refreshed. February 19th, like I said, first game back out of the All-Star break, taking on Detroit. Then you got a tough game against Houston. You got Chicago, who's kind of tanking. You got a tough game against Cleveland. You got Milwaukee, who's tanking. So they should go on a little bit of a run there. You got Indiana on Tuesday, who's been playing much better as of late. Don't sleep on that Indiana game right there. The Knicks should obviously still be able to handle business, but they do have not Vucevic. They do have Zubac, who I think is one of the most underrated players in the NBA, if not the most underrated big man in the NBA. He's fantastic. He's going to make it difficult for the Knicks in that new system down there with Indiana. But obviously, without Halliburton, they're not nearly the team that they have been the past couple of years. So Knicks should still obviously win it, but expect that to be a tough physical game down the stretch. And then very next night, you're versus Indiana at home, and then you're at Philadelphia. Look at this ridiculous schedule. versus Los Angeles at Washington, versus Denver at Detroit, then at Boston, then versus Indiana, then at Philadelphia. No days off in between because every day is filled with travel. Great scheduling, NBA. Great scheduling. So a tough schedule to end the first half of the season before the All-Star break here. But take care of business against Indiana. Tough game against Philadelphia on the second night of a back-to-back. If you handle business against Indiana the way you did against Washington, the second night of a back-to-back against Philadelphia should not be that difficult. So hopefully that's a 3-game winning streak going into the All-Star break here. Takeout said, I'll be at the Houston game. Hopefully we're not sitting anyone. They shouldn't be. Deuce McBride will be out, obviously. Hopefully OG Anunoby is fine, and he'll be ready to go after the All-Star break. CJ said, Landry has to start making some triples. He does. So we'll start making our way. We don't play Oklahoma City until March 4th. That is a good barometer game for the New York Knicks. And then March 29th, we play them again. And then by then, we'll be rounding out our regular season, guys. We're on the stretch run here. After the All-Star break, we'll be on the stretch run. Only a handful of games. Not a handful, but only a couple of games left. We're more than halfway through. Crandon, what's up, Crandy? Wolves should have everyone playing tonight. That's good. Who'd you trade for? Ayo Dosunmu. Is he making his debut tonight, Crandon? Dosunmu making his debut tonight? Bernard Johnson. What's up, Bernard? All right, let's go through some box scores and stats. Go through the team stats first. The Celtics are winning the possession battle, 47-40. A lot of that goes to taking Mitchell Robinson off the court and the Knicks just not being effective enough without him in terms of snagging rebounds. Josh Hart being in foul trouble, not allowing the Knicks to gang rebound out there. We'll go through the rebounding numbers as well. The Knicks have made 6 threes. The Celtics have made 5, so about even there. The free throw shooting, the Knicks have taken 11 free throws, and they're 6 for 11 from the foul line, thanks to Mitchell Robinson. Let's wipe 4 free throw attempts off of this from Big Mitch. He went 0 for 4. So the Knicks are technically 6 for 7, which is solid. Celtics are 8 for 8. Rebounds, 20-19, so about even. Offensive rebounds, 6-3, so they got 3 more offensive rebounds than the Knicks, which isn't great. The Knicks need to dominate the offensive boards. That is a part of their game. That's how they win basketball games at times. 15 assists to 15 assists, even. 2 steals to 3 steals, 2 blocks to 0 blocks, so 4 stocks to 3 is not bad. 5 turnovers to 5 turnovers, very even all the way down the line here, except the Knicks have conceded 9 points. Or the Celtics have conceded 9 points off of the turnovers. Wow, all right, so that works out in favor of the Knicks. 11 fast break points for the Knicks, 4 for the Celtics, 26 points in the paint to 30, very even all the way down the line, right? Very even all the way down the line. Crandon said, I believe he's making his debut. Nice. That's going to be a fun, interesting game. I might have that up on my phone as I get ready for the Super Bowl. Largest lead for the Knicks was 17. Largest lead for the Celtics was 2. The Knicks have led 90% of the way here tonight. Does not mean a whole lot to me, but as long as they keep the Celtics an arm's distance away, right? Just little brother trying to come to you, and you just holding them off. Hold off the Celtics as long as you can. Get to the end of the game there. Crandon said, are you streaming any more games today? Nope. This is going to be the only one we're going to stream today, Crandon. It is Super Bowl Sunday. Treating it as if it is a holiday. We got some people coming over to the house. So don't want to be hanging out in front of the camera too long. Game's at 6:30, so that game is probably going to end around 5:30. I got stuff to do. We got to get set up. We got to get ready to go. Unfortunately, Crandon, unfortunately. Normally I would. You know I would. But not today. Not today. Not when people coming over. Darnell said, where is Susan? Miss, listen, we need your blessings. For sure. Old Austin said, I believe that Boston was not in this Super Bowl. I believe that Boston was not in the Super Bowl? I'm definitely rooting for the Seahawks, I'll tell you that. All right, let's look at box scores. Check out the stats. Towns with 6 and 5. No assists for him here tonight. No blocks, no steals. I do think Karl-Anthony Towns has been really solid in his 17 minutes tonight. We know he's got the one eye and all of the things. Stitches, playing with goggles today. I think he's been really solid. Josh Hart, 10 minutes, 9 points. Only 2 assists. No rebounds for Josh Hart. Huge number for the Knicks here. Need him to rebound here. Mikal Bridges got 4 rebounds, 11 points. He's been fantastic today, especially with his defense. has come up with a block. Landry Shamet, 0 for 0 points, 0 for 2 from the field, 0 for 1 from three-point range. Only taking 1 3 is not good. We need the volume there, Shamet. We need volume. 2 rebounds and 2 assists for Shamet. Jaylen Brunson was the hero in the first half, 19 points, 1 rebound, 6 assists. He does have the 3 turnovers. Got to cut down on the turnovers for sure. Mo Diawara, I want to talk about Brunson being the hero. Mo Diawara was phenomenal. A career night so far from Mo Diawara, 10 points, 4 for 4 from the field, including 2 for 2 from three-point range, a rebound and an assist, and also a steal. They credited as a steal instead of a block. To me, that's a little bit more of a block, but either way, he gets credited with a stock there. I thought he played really good defense for the most part. A couple of small rookie mistakes, but Mo Diawara was fantastic. He gets a highlight here. He gets a highlight here from the broadcasters. We're starting to get ready to come back for the second half. Jordan Clarkson, 6 minutes, didn't do anything, didn't like it. Mitchell Robinson, 2 points. They had to take him out. As we start the second half, Keita misses the dunk. We'll come back to the box score at a later time here. Here we go. Brunson has it the other way, being picked up by Shireman, dancing with it, foul line, pump fakes, kicks it out to Hart. Hart driving to his left, spins, kicks it out to Brunson. Brunson attacking Keita off the bounce, down the lane, leans in, kicks it out. Shamet, pump fakes, side steps to his left, steps through, gets down the lane, kicks it out to Josh Hart, pass fake, down the lane, throws up the floater. Off the back rim, can't get it to go. Rebound knocked out to Shireman. And now here comes Jaylen Brown pushing it the other way. Brown runs over Shamet. No foul call. They get over to Derek White. Swings it out to Shireman. Ran off the line by Brunson. He's going to drive the lane. Crosses over to his left. Steps through. Kicks out to Brown. Ran off the line by Bridges. Excellent defense from the Knicks so far. They lob it up top to Keita, who throws it down with 2 hands. Great pass from Jaylen Brown. It looked like a shot, but that's definitely a pass from Brown. Brunson bringing it down the other way. They swing it over to Bridges. Bridges gets it to Towns. Towns on the left wing, being guarded by Garza. After the first substitution from Garza, we didn't see him again in the first half. Josh Hart steps behind the three-point line for a 3. They're leaving him butt naked, wide open, and he finally makes him pay by knocking it down. Thank you. Thank you, Josh. Thank you for actually taking the shot. Brown up top coming to his left. They swing it out to White. White on the left wing, being guarded by Brunson. Calling for a screen. Coming to his left off the screen. Shamet hedges out. Derek White down the lane. They kick it out to Luka Garza. Wide open right corner 3 over Josh Hart. Off the back rim. Can't get it to go. Towns skies for the rebound. Gets it over to Brunson. Brunson gets it over to Hart. Hart down the lane. Gets it over to Bridges. Bridges has it in the post. Being guarded by Shireman. Faces up. Left baseline. Fall away midi. Can't get it to go. Here comes Derek White and the Celtics pushing it the other way. White up top. Being guarded by Bridges. Crosses over. Coming to his right, rejecting the screen to get over to Keita. Now over to Brown. Brown on the left wing, being guarded by Shamet. Gonna bully his way to the rim. Bully his way to the rim. Goes up off glass. Can't get it to go, but he draws the foul. And Towns goes to the ref and explaining to him, you're allowing this guy to push off with the off-arm, man. You got to call one of those at some point. Jaylen Brown just using his strength and his muscle to get down to the basket. Draws the foul on Shamet. I think it's all Shamet. Either way, Jaylen Brown to the foul line for 2 free throws. Brown knocks down the first free throw. He's got another one coming. 9:47 exactly. We'll sync our time up. Brown knocked down the first one. He's got one more coming. Darnell said Duke lost. I was stunned. I could see it. North Carolina, not bad. It is college basketball. 6-point game. 63-57. Brunson bringing it down the other way. Picked up by Brown up top. Coming to his right for Josh Hart screen. He's got space. Pull up 3 for Jaylen Brunson. Comes up short. Here comes Derek White bringing it down the other way. Cross-court pass to Brown. Picked up by Brunson. He blows past him. Down the lane. Bridges picks him up now. He has him in the post. Down the lane. Flips it up with the right hand. Got it to go for Jaylen Brown. Looks like he's going to start getting active here in the second half. Back down to a 4-point game here. Brunson coming to his left. Has it up top. Swings it over to Josh Hart. Down the lane. Reverse layup. Can't get it to go, but a foul. Keita will send Josh Hart to the foul line for 2 free throws. So Josh Hart to the foul line for 2 free throws. Got to knock down our free throws for sure. For sure. Yak said we only got 40 shots off and scored 60 points, which is great. It is great. It's nice that they're knocking down the shots, but the Knicks are definitely a team that wins games by winning the possession battle. So got to make sure we get more shots up. Absolutely. Josh Hart knocks down the first one. He's got another one coming. 9:15 to go here in the third. Josh Hart knocked down the first one. He's got one more coming. Josh Hart got both to go down. Way to knock down your free throws, Big Josh. Now we're just trading baskets, but it's a 6-point game. Derek White bringing it down the other way. Knicks got to get back to getting some stops here. Jaylen Brown starting to go off. Good denial from Mikal Bridges. They finally get it out to Brown by the half-court line. Coming to his right for screen, involving Brunson. Brunson hedging out. Now 1-on-1 against Brown. Leans in, throws it up. And they call a foul on the floor as Brunson fouls Brown. I don't love that foul call, but a foul it is. Darnell said, Brunson, hold the ball too long. We need the ball moving around. We are like 2 possessions into the game, brother. Into the second half. They get over to Brown. Brown up top. Being guarded by Bridges. Coming to his right. Crossing over to his left. 1-on-1 against Brunson. Backing him down. Spins off of him. Ball away midi. Good defense from Brunson. Better offense from Brown as he knocked down the fall away jumper over him. Under 9 to go. Josh Hart has it up top. They get over to Shamet. Shamet trying to get it to Towns. They don't. They get it over to Brunson. Brunson kicks it out to Josh Hart. They swing it out to Shamet. An open 3 for Shamet. Line me up. Comes up short. Long rebound. Shireman able to pick it up. Loose ball. Towns dives and saves it. What a save from Towns. They swing it over to Bridges. Walks into a 3. Can't get it to go. And then a loose ball foul on Josh Hart. That's Josh Hart's 4th foul. Josh Hart saying he got pushed into the defender. And Mike Brown's going to bring Diawara off the bench. And Josh Hart trying to signal to Mike Brown to leave him in the game. But that's your 4th foul, Josh. What do you want him to do? Jay said, what an awful call. It should have been a foul on Garza. But it ends up being a foul on Hart. Did they leave him in the game? They're going to leave him in the game. Mike Brown or the coaching staff and Josh Hart having a conversation there. Brown a deep straightaway 3. Can't get that one to go. Battle for the rebound. Knock loose. Josh Hart picks it up. And a foul on the floor on the Knicks. Battling for the rebound. Kenny McLeod said, stupid fouls, Josh. He's trying to be impactful, right? He's trying to make plays. But, yeah, some dumb fouls. Absolutely. Mike Brown's using a challenge here. I don't know about that. I don't know about that challenge, Mike Brown. I'm not sure about that challenge. That's 4 calls this quarter. Yeah, the Celtics are just hustling. They're hustling right now. They're forcing the official's hand. Knicks got to do the same. I don't think this is like bad officiating or anything. Like there's a couple of calls that went against the Knicks, like that 4th foul on Josh Hart. To me, that should have been a foul on Garza, pushing Josh Hart into the rebounder, but Josh Hart putting himself in that position after it's very clear the Celtics are going to grab that rebound. But that's kind of what makes Josh Hart him, right? He's going after loose balls that he has no business going after. More oftentimes than not, he ends up with them. But in that situation, he ends up picking up a dumb, silly foul. Probably should have been a foul on Garza, pushing Josh into Shireman, which ended up creating the contact and creating the foul. So yeah, that's a bad call that went against the Knicks. But I think overall the Celtics are just being more aggressive right now to start the quarter. Knicks got to find a way to respond. Chris said, put in Clarkson. I've seen enough. It looked like he was getting ready to check in. So you might not be wrong, Chris. You might not be wrong. Simon Josh said the refs are making some reputation calls. Maybe. Listen, this was a very physical game in the first half, and we were calling for more foul calls. Now they're calling more fouls, and we're like, hey, come on, man. Like now you're going to call the fouls. So again, Knicks are going to have to adjust to the way the officials are calling. They're going to have to get more aggressive, more physical. They're going to have to be smarter. They're going to have to do a better job of boxing the Celtics out. I think they've done a bad job of boxing them out tonight. Jay said, Shaman has been as cool as it is outside right now. Yeah, he's 0 for 3 from the field for 0 points. Zip. 2 rebounds, 2 assists for Shaman. So trying to be effective outside of the shooting and scoring, but you still need to add some shooting and scoring, brother. That is your role. That is number 1 priority for Landry Shamet is shoot the ball. He's 0 for 2 from 3 tonight, 0 for 3 from the field overall. Nick Yak said, who's the foul on? It wasn't Hart. It was, I believe, Karl Anthony Towns was called for the foul. Gigi said, Knicks not moving the ball like in the first half, one and done. The Knicks are not moving the ball because they're not getting any downhill action. You can move the ball side to side all you want, but you're not going to get anybody going off. They also need to knock down shots to start the half in order for the Celtics to respect them. They had a play where they left Josh Hart butt naked wide open. You know, maybe pulling Josh Hart out of this game right now would go a long way for them. And it looks like Mike Brown agrees with me because he can bring in Mitchell Robinson for Josh Hart here. So it's a successful challenge from the Knicks, and they have imminent possession, so ball to the Knicks here. And Mitchell Robinson comes in for Josh Hart, going to the double big lineup. See if that helps them rebound here. Sends Cat to the 4. Maybe that could get him going offensively a little bit. But again, I'm not looking for a lot from Towns offensively today with the banged up eye and the goggles. Here we go. 8 minutes to go. Brunson bringing it down against Brown. Brunson up top, coming to his left. Garza hedges out. Good defense from Garza. They swing it over to Towns. Steps into a wide open 3 and the pick and pop. Off the back rim, can't get it to go. Robinson with the rebound and gets fouled by Jaylen Brown. That is only the second foul on Jaylen Brown. They got 3 fouls on Queta, 2 fouls on Brown. The only guys in foul trouble. 2 fouls on Garza, but he's not that important tonight. As far as the Knicks go, Josh Hart's the only guy in foul trouble. So Brunson trying to get to Towns to get it up top to Robinson. Hands it off to Brunson. Brunson coming to his left off the Robinson screen, down the lane, throws a lob up top. Robinson can't grab it. But a foul. But a foul in the Celtics. All right, now the Celtics frustrated with some foul calls. Now it's going both ways. Yeah, it's a foul on Queta. Backing in the Robinson. Robinson's up in the air, going for the lob pass. Gigi said, those were shots that Cat made in his sleep last year. What's wrong? It's been going on all season, brother. He's just all over the place right now. There's some speculation going on, like reckless speculation. Literally nothing reported or anything like that, but there's some speculation going on that maybe he's got a hand injury, maybe he's got a finger injury like Josh Hart. Something's just throwing off his shooting here this season. Towns fakes the handoff. He's going to drive it to the rim, against the contact, gets knocked to the ground, and a foul is called. He's going to go to the foul line for 2. There you go, Big Cat. Way to be aggressive, big dog. Way to be aggressive. Did he take the goggles off? No goggles in the second half here? Got no goggles on right now. They get knocked off his head? Yeah, he took the goggles off for the second half. He's not playing with them. Took them off. Took them off. Chris Bashfield said, would you pick up Cam Thomas for the rest of the year? Nah, I'm good on Cam Thomas. I'm good. The Nets waived you, brother. The Nets have nobody. And they waived you. And they said, brother, just leave. Just go. We'll pay you the rest of the contract. Just get off the team. Not even talking about the skill, as Towns knocks down the first free throw. He's got another one coming. Not even talking about the skill because he's incredibly skilled. He's just a malcontent. He's not happy with anything. Unless he's taking 30 shots a night, he's not happy with his role. So, you know, he's a guy who doesn't want to pass, doesn't want to defend, doesn't want to rebound, just wants to shoot the ball and play offense. And it's like, all right, man. All right. Go sign with the Washington Wizards or something and see if they'll take you. Logan, what's up, Logan? Towns knocks down both free throws. Logan said, your Knicks suck, go Rockets. I don't know if this is the time to say that, Logan, when the Rockets are sliding a little bit here. Vucevic has it up top. Towns did knock down both free throws. Knicks back up by 6. Vooch hands it off to Brown. Brown coming to his left. Step back 3 over Towns. Brown misses that one. Robinson comes in for the rebound. I'm liking the double big lineup here tonight. Brunson bringing it down the other way. Pull up 3 for JB over Shireman. Can't get that one to go down. Garza with the rebound. Here comes Derek White. Derek White crosses over to his left. Pump fakes. Gets over to Garza. Back to White. White to pull up 3 over Towns. Comes up short on that one. Battle for the rebound. Robinson able to rip it away. Garza comes over, slapping at it, saves it over to Bridges. Here comes Mikal Bridges bringing it down, lobs it over to Shamet. Shamet down low to Towns. Towns in the post, kicks it back out. Shamet, wide open three, great pass, and he finally rattles one in. Great kick out pass from Karl-Anthony Towns, and the Knicks go up by 9. There you go, New York. There you go. 70-61. Feed the big man. Feed Karl-Anthony Towns. I really like the way he's playing today. I really like his processing. You know, this is something that has been really bad for him for the majority of his career. The majority of his career has been really bad for Karl-Anthony Towns in terms of like his processing and how quickly he processes the game or whatever the case may be. They lob it down low to Karl-Anthony Towns, who's sealing off Derek White in the post, so the Celtics have to react to it. They immediately come down the double on the pass. He catches it in one hand and in the same motion, quickly shuffles it back out to Landry Shamet for a wide open three. Perfectly played. Perfectly played. The correct play. Didn't catch it and think, maybe I can get myself a bucket. Didn't catch it and think, well, maybe I can go quickly before the double team comes. He caught it, the double team's coming and said, I'm just going to give it right back out. And whether they rotate over and force Shamet to make another play is whatever the case, but that is the correct play in the moment. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's his first assist of the night. He's got 8 points, 7 rebounds. I think Karl-Anthony Towns at the power forward is he's significantly better in terms of processing. It also puts weaker defenders on him in terms of, because you have the big on Robinson, and then they usually put a wing on Karl-Anthony Towns anyway, and then the center on Josh Hart. But if you have a center on Robinson, the center can't leave Mitchell Robinson as often as they leave Josh Hart. My biggest issue with Josh Hart is that great teams, well-coached teams like the Celtics, probably the Pistons will do this too. Who else does this a lot? Miami does this a lot. Really smart teams. The Thunder will do this when we play them. The Spurs did it. The Nuggets do it. They guard Karl-Anthony Towns with a wing, and they put their center on Josh Hart, and they don't guard Josh Hart. If Josh Hart's going to hit 3, 4, 5 threes today, it is what it is. We're not guarding Josh Hart at the three-point line because we know Josh Hart doesn't want to shoot threes. That is my biggest thing with Josh Hart. Just shoot the threes, Big Josh. Just shoot them. And he doesn't. And that is the most annoying and frustrating thing about Josh Hart's game, but it also impacts the Knicks' offense overall. Because now you can't run any actions involving multiple players because you're constantly running 4-on-5 actions because Josh Hart is not involved. And so the way the Knicks try to counter that is by involving Josh Hart in the action. Therefore, if they can get him closer to the rim, it allows them to actually play 5-on-5 basketball. But when you have Mitchell Robinson out there with Karl-Anthony Towns, they can't leave Mitchell Robinson. Because if you allow Mitchell Robinson to get positioning for an offensive rebound, he's the best offensive rebounder in the league. So the center has to at least stay close to Big Mitch so that they can try and get him in position to keep him off the glass. So I think the pairing of Mitch and Towns has only gotten better in their 2 seasons now together, or season and a half. Robinson didn't play until late into the season last year. But it's only gotten better as the season's gone on. I really like those two together. Really like it. CJ said, Jordan Clarkson, no score, no 1 point. Oh my goodness, just looking real quick. Guys coming into the game. Why is Dadier out there? Where is Diawara? Why is... No, Pacom Dadier is an OG guy. Appreciate Pacom. Still have hope for his development. Why is Pacom Dadier out there? Mike Brown trusted him. All right, Dadier, what you got for me, big dog? What you got for me? Yak said, get Cat and Mitch close to the rim. And let the others shoot threes. 2 bigs makes them pay. It definitely can. It definitely helps the rebounding. And they pull Mitchell Robinson out for Josh Hart. And a 3 for Vucevic, can't get it to go. Shamet comes over for the rebound. And here comes Brunson, picked up by Gonzalez. Get over to Bridges in the high post. Bridges pulls it out. Bridges up top. Gets it over to Towns. Towns hands it off to Bridges. Tagging to his left on Brown. Fall away mid-range jumper for Bridges. In and out, can't get it to stay. Gonzalez with the rebound. Here comes Pritchard. Pritchard gets it over to Brown. Curling to his left. Euro steps through Towns' chest. Knocks down the floater. Good defense from Towns, not to give him the and one. Just put his hand straight up, played him straight. Brown knocked down a tough shot. Brunson up top being guarded by Ron Harper Jr. Coming to his right off the Town screen. Dancing with it. Now coming to his left, driving it down in the paint. Scoop layup with the left hand. Can't get the layup to go. Good defense from Ron Harper Jr. And now here comes Peyton Pritchard bringing it down the other way. Pritchard up top to get over to Brown. Bridges trying to chase around the screen, down the lane, take some contact from Towns. Lefty layup, got it to go for Jaylen Brown as he hit the floor. Looking for a foul call there. Back to 5 it goes. Brunson up top, gets it over to Bridges. Bridges in the left wing, gets it over to Josh Hart in the left corner, being guarded by Vooch. Josh Hart pulling it up top. Josh Hart driving to his right. Mid-range fall-away jumper. Got it to go from Josh Hart. I was about to say, terrible shot, but he got it to go down, so we'll take it. Brown up top. Dottier's not in the game, by the way. I don't know why they had him up there. Brown coming to his left. Off the Vucevic screen. Losing the handle. Picks it back up. Bridges staying in front of him. Crossing over to his right. Down the lane. Takes a bump. Flips up at the rim. Looking for a foul call. Doesn't get it. Towns knocks the ball away from Gonzalez, who came flying in for an offensive rebound. Good job from Towns, but nobody was there to pick it up, so the Celtics driving it down. Now Pritchard, a paint pull-up jumper. Can't get it to go. Josh Hart comes in for the rebound. Here comes Brunson. Shot out of a cannon. Pushing it the other way. Stops. Crosses over. Celtics do a good job getting back on defense. Brunson crosses over. Spins inside the Towns. Mishandled the pass. Has it in the post. Stop. Spins. Righty hook. Can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Knocked loose, but Brown picks it up. Here comes Jaylen Brown. 7-point lead for the Knicks. They leave it off to Pritchard. Pritchard coming to his right off the Vooch screen. Driving it down in the mid-range. Leaves it off for Ron Harper Jr. Sets his feet and fires. And in and out. Can't get it to stay, though. Multiple shots like that for the Boston Celtics here tonight. Halfway down, but they can't get it to stay. Brunson on the left wing. Hesitation move. Blows right past Ron Harper Jr., but gets blocked out of bounds on the recovery from Ron Harper Jr. Great defense from the second-year guy? Ron Harper Jr., third-year guy? He saw his brother going off with the Spurs, and he said, I got to make something. I got to do something here. Mo Diawara sub in. Jordan Clarkson going to sub in here. The Celtics are out there with Brown, Vooch, Pritchard, Harper, and Gonzalez. Josh Hart, a left corner 3. Got me to go down big. Josh, 10-point lead. Josh Hart knocking down the perimeter shot. All I ask, Big Josh, is that you continue to take them. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for actually taking them. Mo Diawara is guarding Jaylen Brown now. Now they switch Josh Hart onto it. They get it over to Pritchard. They swing it over to Ron Harper Jr. They dump it down low to Vooch. Spins, righty hook, can't get it to go. And he's looking for a foul call on Diawara. They don't call it. Ton of contact. Josh Hart up top, walks into a pull of 3. He's feeling it. Ooh, I would have went crazy. Jordan Clarkson snags the offensive rebound, though. They swing it out to Diawara, shove it over to Towns. Towns being guarded by Vooch. Towns going to look to take him one-on-one. Euro steps past him, draws the foul. Towns will go to the foul line for 2 free throws. 4 fouls on Vooch. So Vooch has also been in foul. Oh, no, 3 fouls. 4 fouls. They should update this in a second here. Yeah, 4 fouls on Vooch. The commentary just announced. Jason said, attaboy, Josh. Line Sheffy up. Absolutely. Absolutely. All I ask for Josh Hart is just please take the open looks. He's got 19 points tonight. He's been fantastic offensively. All I ask is that you take the open looks. They're leaving you open. Make them pay. You're a good three-point shooter. You're a 40% three-point shooter this year. Make them pay. Make them pay. That's all I ask. Don't hesitate. Shoot the open ones. I'm not saying you got to create a ton of them yourself. Shoot the open ones. Towns misses the first free throw. Come on, Big Cat. We need these free throws to go down. That's your first missed free throw of the night. I'll take it. I'll take it. Alana Mona said they're daring Josh Hart to shoot the 3, and he's knocking them down. Yeah, that's what good defense will do. They will force Josh Hart to shoot open 3s, right? Or at least lightly contested 3s. They'll dare Josh Hart to shoot. Towns at least knocks down the second one. Thank you, Big Cat. And he's got to be prepared, ready, and willing to fire. Tonight he is. He's up to 19 points. He's been fantastic offensively. Need him to step up a little bit defensively here. Because Jaylen Brown is starting to go off a little bit against Bridges. They put Mo Diawara on Brown, actually. Vucevic driving it down. They kick it out the Walsh. Extra pass. Ron Harper Jr. wide open right corner 3. Comes up well short. Brunson snags the rebound and saves it out to Diawara. And Diawara will bring it down. Now gets it back to Brunson. Here comes Brunson bringing it down the other way. Behind the back. Loses Walsh in the backcourt. Brunson down the lane. Kicks it out to Hart. Extra pass to Towns. Towns pump fakes. Driving to his right. Steps back, crossing over to his left. A lot of ball handling. Knocked out of his hands. A lot of contact there. They don't give it to him. Jaylen Brown putting the ball on the floor. Scoop lay with the right hand. Misses it. Battle for the rebound. Josh Hart picks it up. Home run pass to Karl-Anthony Towns. Towns down the lane. Runs right into the defender. And they give him the offensive foul. Vucevic sliding them puppies. Drawing the charge on Cat. Rumbling, tumbling down the lane. Ball back to the Celtics. He had Brunson on a shovel pass. Pritchard was trailing him, but got to hit Brunson on that one, Tat. Got to hit Brunson on that one. Thought he could possibly get an and one, but they hit him with the charge. Under 3 minutes to go here. Pritchard, sidestep 3 over Clarkson. Can't get it to go. No Alvarado. Where's my guy Jose Alvarado at? Here comes Jalen Brunson bringing it down the other way. Brunson gets it over to Towns. Towns being guarded by Jordan Walsh. Go to work then, Cat. Has him in the post. Stop. Tries to hit the drop step, gets tied up, rips it away. Ball knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay here with the Celtics. Towns now complaining to the official, saying he's getting grabbed on the arm. Towns getting into it with the official a little bit, trying to plead his case. And they're all over his arms, man. All over his arms for sure. Towns has it, drop step, righty hook, got it to go. Too big, too strong, too talented. Be strong with the ball, Big Cat. Absolutely. Big cities might be in the building tonight. He's getting active here offensively. Jaylen Brown crosses over on Diawara to the rim, righty layup, got it to go, and the foul. Mo Diawara getting crossed up, sliced up there. Taking the rookie to school, Jaylen Brown is. Trying to pull his team back into this one. Going to the foul line for one more after the layup. You see the replay on it, crossed over on him. Where's the foul? Foul on Cat? It might be a foul on Cat. Mark said no more goggles either. Yeah, clearly not used to playing with goggles. Did not want to get used to playing with goggles. Just took them my way. He said, I'm good. I'm not going to get smacked in the eye. I'm good. Nah, what's up, Nah? I need under 218. I pull all my lunch money on it. I need a big win. It's been a month of ramen noodles and water. MBM said out of control. Yeah, that's probably why they didn't give him the call. A little bit out of control. Good point, MBM. Good point. They don't like giving. Normally, they don't like giving players when they're out of control the foul call, but in the NBA, they often do. Judge that said only 3 fouls on Cat. They pull him out of the game now. Normal substitution. Comes out of the game now. He'll come back in the fourth. Great minutes for Karl Anthony Towns, though. Alvarado finally comes back in. Mitchell Robinson comes in. Take how said if Cat would just dunk on guys, I don't know if he's fully healthy for that. He was doing a lot of dunking on guys last year. I don't know if he's fully healthy for that. Something's not right with him. It can be. The jump shot is not there this year, which is the jump shot has always been there throughout his career. This is the worst efficiency he's had in his career. Brown rattles in his and one free throw. And they go to Hacker Robinson. They're going to Hacker Robinson. There's 20 seconds remaining, so the Knicks will probably just play it straight and keep Robinson in the game. Come on, Big Mitch. Knock down 2 free throws, big dog. Knock down 2. Knock down 2. You got my full faith, Big Mitch. You got my full faith. Full faith, Big Mitch. Line them up from the foul line, big dog. I know you got it in you. Go ahead. Shrug the shoulders. Take a step back. Now step in. Quick 2 dribbles, right? Boom. Nope, just the 1 dribble. Up and out. Yes, sir. Line me up, Big Mitch, from the foul line. Yes, sir. Free points. Thank you, Joe Mazzulla. Give me the free points. 2:22 to go. Robinson did knock down the first one. He's got one more coming. Sing it up exactly. There we go. Come on, line up 2 in a row, Big Mitch. Line up 2 in a row. Shut him up. Shut the crowd up. Shut the crowd up, Big Mitch. Way to knock down 2 free throws. I love it. Jaylen Brown bringing it down against Diawara. Has it up top. Good pressure from Mo. Jaylen Brown turning on the Jets now. He's got Josh Hart switched on to him. Drop step, puts up the little jumper in the paint. Can't get it to go. Robinson skies for a rebound, and they get it out to Alvarado, and they get it over to Brunson, bringing it down. Robinson trying to run away from Keita. Oh, now they're not going to go to Hackett. Brunson spins in the paint, fall-away jumper, comes up short, but gets a friendly roll at the front of the rim, and the Knicks up by 14. There you go, Knicks. Way to continue to extend the lead here. Forgot to restart the timer. We're under 2 to go. Diawara applying good pressure to Jaylen Brown in the backcourt. Great pressure from Mo Diawara. Now he spins off of him, driving to his left, down the lane, leaves it off for Keita. They swing it out. Vooch, wide open left wing 3, comes up short. Josh Hart with the rebound, pushing the pace the other way. Josh Hart up top, gets it over to Brunson. Brunson being guarded by Ron Harper Jr. Brunson coming to his right, off the Josh Hart screen, dancing with it. Gets it over to Josh. Josh hesitates from 3, spins to his right, step back, foul line, follow-away jumper, beautiful move. Can't get the finish, but a foul on Neemias Queta. Can't keep Mitchell Robinson off the glass. Too big, too strong. I love it. I'm loving it. Every bit of it. Now Mitch is going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. All right, Big Mitch, you just knocked down 2 in a row. Just do it again, big dog. Do it again. One more time. Or maybe multiple times, depending on how the fourth quarter is going to go. Knicks with a 14-point lead. Give us a 16-point lead. I'll take 15, though. First free throw. Can't get that one to go. All right, we got one more coming, big dog. We got one more coming. We good. We good. Knock this second one down. Three out of 4. I'll take any day of the week. I'll take 10 times out of 10. I'll take 100 times out of 100. I'll take every day of the weekend, twice on Sunday. Just knock down this next free throw. Come on, Big Mitch. Come on, my man. I know you got it in you. I know you've been working on your free throws. Yes, sir, Big Mitch. Yes, sir. Give us the 15-point lead, Mitch. I'll take it. The Knicks missed that shot, and they weren't going to grab the rebound. So that we're walking away from potentially not scoring at all to walking away with 1 point. I'll take it. Jaylen Brown up top. Gets it over to Vooch. Vooch being guarded by Robinson. Great denial defense from Mo Diawara. They forced to get it out to Derek White being guarded by Brunson. Derek White spins, has it. They show two. They get it out to Vooch. Vooch going to take Robinson one-on-one. Driving to his left, spins to his right, flips it up with the right hand. Can't get it to go. Vooch looking for a foul call. He doesn't get it. And now here come the Knicks pushing the other way. Robinson slipped to the floor. But now Alvarado pushing. Has it up top. Pulls it out. Calling for the screen. Coming to his left. Down the lane. Throws up the floater. Got it to go for Jose Alvarado. Jose Alvarado knocking down the floater. Yes, sir. And the Knicks up by 17 again. Ties their largest lead of the game. I love it. Mo Diawara playing excellent defense on Jaylen Brown right now. Knocks the ball loose. Dives on top of it. And it's going to be a jump ball. Mo Diawara locking up Jaylen Brown right now. Come on, rookie. Come on, Rook. That's what we're doing right now? That's the level we're playing at? Extended excellent minutes for Big Mo. Excellent minutes for Big Mo. I'm telling you, sky's the limit for Mo Diawara. I'm telling y'all. Jump ball between Mo Diawara and Jaylen Brown. They knock the ball loose. Pritchard able to pick it up. Pritchard has it up top being guarded by Alvarado. Step back three over Alvarado. Airballs it. Vooch saves it. Out to nobody. Alvarado picks it up. Gets it over to Josh Hart. Josh Hart, full head of steam. Down the lane. Takes a bump. Can't knock down the shot. Josh Hart looking for a foul. That's good defense from Pritchard right there. And Mo Diawara will pick up Jaylen Brown here. Brown has it up top. They're going to wind down the clock. Last shot of the quarter. 10 seconds to go. My timer's off. Forget about that. Alvarado's going to switch on the Brown. He's going to try and bully his way into his spot. Alvarado strips him. Mo Diawara picks it up. Over to Brunson. Half court heave. Line me up. Can't get it to go. But Alvarado, yes, sir. Give us the energy, Alvarado. Don't try and guard. Don't try and go at me, brother. I got hands. I got hands. Strips him on the way up. Mo Diawara picks it up. Got it over to Brunson for a nice, easy half-court heave. He just didn't knock it down. Wasn't even close. But the Knicks are hooping right now. 17-point lead. This is the Knicks team we know and love. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Fourth quarter. 12 minutes of basketball. 17-point lead. You gave yourself a cushion, Knicks. May the best team win. And it should be the Knicks. It should be the Knicks. Crandon said Celtics too small. They too little. They too little out there. They got no answers for Mo Diawara right now. Hugo Gonzalez, who? Ron Harper, who? Baylor Shireman, who? I'm talking about Mo Diawara. In TD Arena. In Boston. Pritchard's only got 3 points tonight. He's 1 for 8. He does have 7 assists, impacting the game in other ways. But I have not felt his presence out there offensively at all. Vucevic, 7 points, 3 for 10 from the field, 4 rebounds. Right? For everybody who's like, why is Vooch on the best? Why is Vooch on the bench? This is why. Because he could have nights like this. John Chow, what's up, John? Appreciate you. Thank you for hanging out with us here tonight. Sadu Barry, what's up, Sadu? Kudra said, cool mode day. He's hooping. He's hooping. Crandon, Celtics 16% from 3. Awful. Let's look at the team stat. Well, let's keep looking down the box score real quick. Jaylen Brunson had 15 first quarter points, 19 first half points, 21 points here. 8 assists for JB. Has not turned it over since. Bridges with 11. Shamet finally knocked down a 3. Also, you guys can't see it. My bad. Finally knocked down a 3 for Landry Shamet. Josh Hart with 19, Karl Anthony Towns with 11, Mo Diawara with 10 big ol' points off the bench. Did not score in that third quarter, but I thought the defense was phenomenal. My man locked down Jaylen Brown to end the third quarter there on multiple possessions. Just stayed in front of him, played good full court pressure, forced him to turn his body multiple times, right? Like when you play full court pressure, a lot of people think it's to cause turnovers. No, it's to wear your opponent down. If I'm bringing the ball down and I constantly have to spin and go the other way and go the other way, and I can never properly communicate to my teammates what kind of set we're running before I finally get the ball down, and then I have to kind of communicate that with my back to them, That's excellent defense. We've seen teams do that to Jalen Brunson multitude of times. Now it's finally nice to see the Knicks do it to another ball handler. Tammy, what's up, Tammy? Yvette Posada, what's up, Yvette? Miss Mar, what's up, Miss Mar? Sons Jen said, excellent quarter. Happy to see Alvarado doing exactly what was needed. Exactly what was needed. Excellent minutes for Alvarado. Got the strip on Jaylen Brown. Love to see it. Love to see it. Gigi said, Knicks closed out third quarter strong. It means something. It does. It does. You know, it does. Builds confidence, build chemistry. You got a new player in your roster. Excellent. Excellent. You need it. You need it. Alvarado up to 5 points. Mitchell Robinson up to 5 points. He's 3 for 8 from the foul line, but he missed his first 4. He missed his first 4. So since that, he is now 3 for 4, my bad. 3 for 4. He was started 0 for 4, now 3 for 4, and now we're hoping. He does have 8 strong rebounds tonight. Absolutely needed somebody to come in and help rebound. Karl-Anthony Towns has 11 and 9. I think Towns has been very good tonight. Very, very good. I love the way Karl-Anthony Towns has played. I've loved the way Karl-Anthony Towns has played during this winning streak. Absolutely have loved it. Cortland Hall said, great graphics. Appreciate you, Cortland. Appreciate you. Made them all myself. As far as the Celtics go, it's been the Jaylen Brown and Derek White show. Not getting much help from anybody else. And that's been the biggest issue for them here tonight. All right, here we go. Start of the fourth quarter. Knicks almost turned it over. Josh Hart has it up top, leaves it off for Alvarado. Alvarado's going to direct some traffic. He's going to run the pick and roll with Robinson, coming to his right, now crossing over to his left. Down the lane, throws up another floater. Can't get that one to go. Shireman comes flying in for the rebound. Here comes Derek White. Derek White has it up top. Derek White coming to his left. Swings it over to Pritchard. Pritchard hands it off to Ron Harper. They get over to Vooch, hands it off to White, coming to his right. In the mid-range, leaves it off for Vucevic for the nice layup, and that's a beautiful set there for the Boston Celtics. Everybody touching the ball, dropping off inside to Vucevic, rolling off the Derek White handoff. Alvarado up top, coming to his right. They get over to Diawara. Diawara back to Alvarado. Alvarado gets it over to Hart. Hart coming to his left off a Robinson screen. Pull up 3 for Josh Hart. He's feeling it. Way off on that one. Well short. Careens off the side of the rim and goes out of bounds. I like that you shot it, though. I mean, not really. You don't have to shoot all of them. Now, I do like that he shot it. Crandon said, way better performance compared to the Detroit game, for sure. Eric C. said, let's end this on a high note. I told you I wasn't worried about the Detroit game. I'll take 9 out of 10 wins anytime, for sure, for sure. Pritchard up top to get over to White. White being guarded by Bridges. They swing it out to Shireman. Shireman, pass fake. They get it down low to Vooch in the post, being guarded by Robinson. Vooch pulls it out, hands it off to White, coming to his left. Robinson switched on to him. Robinson knocks the ball out of bounds. Great hands from Big Mitch. Great hands for Big Mitch. Loving the defense right now. Everybody flying around in communication. Albert said, make up your mind. Do you like it or you don't? I'm mixed. I want him to shoot the open ones, but that one was off the screen. Great defense from Big Mitch. Pritchard has to fire it out of the corner. And it's out of bounds. He's out of bounds. Mitchell Robinson, phenomenal, as always, yet again. I want him to shoot him, Albert, but that last one that he shot, maybe not that one. He walked down. They were playing off of him. He was coming off a Robinson screen and just fired away the 3, which I like. But maybe run a little bit more offense before we just settle for that, because that'll be there, available every time. Alvarado swings over to Shamit. Shamit, terrible firing away, straight away 3, can't get it to go. Good boxing out and rebounding from Vucevic over Robinson, bringing it down the other way. Derek White up top, spinning off of Bridges, driving to his left, pulls it out, cross-court pass. Pritchard, wide open right wing 3. Bad communication from the Knicks as Pritchard makes him pay, knocking it down. Why is paying Pritchard wide open cross-court? Who is that man? Who's guarding him? Is that Josh? Josh was the guy trying to get out to him. Somebody lost him, though. Alvarado pump fakes from 3, hands it off to Robinson. Now Robinson hands it off to Alvarado, leans in, got the layup to go through the contact of Big Vooch. My goodness, what a high shot for Alvarado off the glass. Needed something to go, though. Vucevic had a good, strong screen. They swing it over to Shireman, a left corner 3, can't get it to go. Robinson, the rebound. Here comes Alvarado. I'm loving the Alvarado minutes, y'all. I'm loving them. Alvarado has it up top, and the Knicks call a timeout. Okay. We'll take a timeout. We'll talk about it. Joseph said, no lead is safe. None whatsoever. Especially against the Celtics team. What happens, they love shooting 3s. What happens if they knock down 3 threes in a row? That's 9 points off the lead. All of a sudden, it's a 6-point game, right? K. Hayes said, Jose keeps getting hit in the face. Yeah, that could happen when you're about 6 feet tall. 5'11", 6 feet. That could happen. Take Howard said we need Jaylen on the floor now. I think they'll be all right for another minute and a half. Usually comes in around the 8-minute mark. I think they'll be all right. Generating enough offense. The defense is solid enough right now. CJ said, let's go Knicks. This is why I love the Knicks. Absolutely. Absolutely. Nothing feels better than the Knicks playing well, man. Nothing feels better than the Knicks playing well. Let's look. I'm interested now in the team stats. What is the three-point shooting looking like? The Celtics are still winning the possession battle by 8. That's a lot. A lot right there. 75 to 67. Three-point shooting, the Knicks have knocked down 9. The Celtics still stuck on 6. They're shooting 18% from three-point range. 18. Really awful shooting night for the Boston Celtics. I think for the most part, the Knicks have played some solid defense, but there are others, like Baylor Shireman's missed some open ones, Luka Garza's missed some open ones, Vooch has missed some open ones, so that is the risk you take when almost half of your shots come from the three-point line. Free throw-wise, the Knicks have taken 21, but that's 6 intentional fouls on Mitchell Robinson, or 3 intentional fouls on Mitchell Robinson for 6 free throws. So if we wipe those off, it is 15 to 11. So free throw shooting here tonight. The Knicks have 40 rebounds to the Celtics 33. So they're not winning the possession battle, but they are winning the rebounding battle. Part of that is because the Celtics have just missed far more shots than the Knicks, so more rebounds are available, like the offensive rebounding. The Knicks are actually losing by 2, but they are winning the defensive rebounding battle. It's a good job to win the defensive rebounding battle because there have been so many missed shots by the Celtics here tonight. They're shooting 37% from the floor, but the Knicks are shooting almost 50. David Haas said, I can imagine Deuce and Jose backcourt, great defense. Yep. Just watching Jose run around defensively, I can imagine a Deuce McBride, Jose Alvarado backcourt. The question I was always going to ask was like, okay, what is going to happen if you have Deuce and Alvarado in terms of like, can they share the court together? How much can they play together? And I'm sure they're going to be matchups where they're just too small, right? That is going to be the biggest issue, where they're just too small. They're not going to be able to match up with teams size-wise. But the defense, I'm not really too concerned about going up against other guards. Size could get them in trouble, but you don't have to stick with it for long minutes. If you could just put them out there and just tell them cause as much havoc defensively as possible for a 2-minute stretch, I think it'd be a really nice lineup to go to. Josh Hart gets it into Alvarado. Alvarado keeps it. He has it on the left wing. Coming to his right. Pull-up 3 for Alvarado. Knock me down, Jose Alvarado, baby. This is why we picked him up. Jose Alvarado, 10 points, 2 rebounds, an assist. I think they took an assist away from my guy. Either way, he's got 10 points tonight, 4% from the field. Payne Pritchard gets it over to Shireman. Shireman gets it over to Vooch. The Knicks with a 17-point lead yet again, 90 to 73. They swing it out to Shireman. Shireman driving to his left, down the lane. Knocks down the layup over Alvarado. See, that's a scenario where Shireman is just too big for Alvarado in that drive there. Just fended the ball off well. And was able to get the layup over him. Alvarado pocket pass to Towns down the lane. How is that no foul? Off arms all over Karl Anthony Towns as he gets knocked to the ground. How is that not a foul? How's that not a foul? Yeah, I said, I can't believe seeing Alvarado and Brunson and held up. It's not always about size. Not always about size, Yak. I've been trying to preach this to you for 2 years now. Joe Mazzulla is going to use his challenge here to try and argue possession. It would be out of bounds off of Karl Anthony Towns, but this could backfire on Joe Mazzulla if they go to review this. I think that's an off-arm foul on Vucevic. He's got his off-arm on Towns. He blocks it clean up top. He's got his off-arm on him, knocks him off balance. To me, foul on Vucevic. Obviously, as a Knicks fan, maybe I'm a little bit biased either way. We'll see what the refs call. Mark said, give us the foul now. Jay said, I do think size can be an issue versus Detroit. For sure. There's going to be some lineups that Brunson Alvarado or McBride Alvarado or that lineup is not going to be as effective. But there are times, there are times where the double big lineup isn't as effective. It just depends on the matchup, for sure. For sure. Just depends on the matchup. I do think Alvarado, is going to be a better matchup for a guy like Danis Jenkins, who absolutely torched Tyler Kolek the other night. Danis Jenkins is really good, but Alvarado will be a better matchup at least to go to. Eric said challenge. I hope they call a foul instead. Me too. We'll see. That's a good challenge. It is a good challenge. It could backfire because they could change it to a foul on Vucevic. But the way they've been officiating this game, I don't think they will. I think they'll just call it out of bounds off of the Knicks, and the ball will go back to the Celtics. So we'll see. Just that said, Cat had two hands on it last, but could be a foul, I guess. Yeah, that's the only way the Knicks, they could win the challenge, so they get the challenge back. But it'll be a foul on Vucevic, and Towns will get 2 free throws. So hoping that is the case, but I don't think so. The refs have not helped the Knicks out tonight. David, what's up, David? Do you see improvement in Diawara? Oh, he's getting better every single game. Diawara's the awareness, the defense. He has all the defensive tools. He's playing hard defensively. He can slide his feet. The thing about Diawara is experience, right? There's only so much a rookie defensive player can do without experience. He's 20 years old. Hasn't played enough basketball. Hasn't played, obviously, enough NBA basketball in order to, fully understand his value defensively. But he's getting significantly better. I think he's had a phenomenal defensive game here today. For all of the shot making, he's got 10 points. He's knocked down 2 threes. He's 4 for 4 from the floor. All of that. Christian Gores, what's up, Christian? So out of bounds off of Towns, no foul. David Oz Jr. said, I'm not even worried about other night dud. Detroit hasn't seen his full strength. Detroit's really good. The Knicks should not have gotten blown out the other night, even missing the players. It should have been, listen, they lost by 15. I would have been like, yeah, the Knicks are missing some players. They lost by almost 40, though. So there's definitely some value in that. There's some value. Not a ton, but there's definitely some value in that for sure. I don't think you completely write it off. Shireman gets it into Pritchard, and the Celtics will bring it down after a successful challenge. The Knicks are out there with Alvarado, Bridges, Shamet, Diawara, and Towns. Celtics are out there with Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Shireman, Vooch, and Pritchard. Vooch hands it off to Brown, swings through to his left, stops, pulls it out. Diawara signals to Towns, get out of there, I've got him. Brown has it up top, loses the handle, coming to it out of a screen. Pull up straightaway 3, well short, long rebound. Bridges chases it down, but Shireman rips it right out of his hands. Come on, Mikhail. Shireman dribbles it into the corner and knocks down a 3. Way too lackadaisical for Mikhail Bridges there. Shireman just out-hustling him to the ball. Alvarado has it up top. Gets it over to Bridges. Bridges gets it back to Alvarado, being guarded by Derek White. They get it over to Towns. Towns up top, takes the handoff, keeps it, pass fake, out to Alvarado, right corner 3. Way too strong, can't get it to go. And Jaylen Brown bringing it down. And Alvarado knocks the ball loose. Shannon picks it up, hit ahead to Alvarado for the layup. Yes, sir. The first Grand Theft Alvarado. Brown saw him coming and was trying to protect the ball, but Alvarado still able to sneak around and knock the ball loose. Shireman down the lane, tries to kick it out, loses the handle. Towns picks it up, and Alvarado will bring it down. Leaves it off for Bridges. Pull up 3 for Mikhail. Can't get it to go, but a foul on Shireman will be 3 free throws for Mikhail Bridges. Love Jose Alvarado already. He's already ingratiated himself to me. Already. I didn't even give him the layup. I was too busy celebrating. Oh, no, I did. 92-78. Mikhail Bridges at the foul line for 3 free throws. Knocks down the first one. He's got another one coming. Jalen Mortiz said keep Brunson out. Now we're going to have to pull Brunson in. They might not need him, but you're going to have to pull Brunson in to end this one. Celtics not going out without a fight for sure. I'd probably bring Brunson in for Shamet here and have Diawara, Bridges, Alvarado, Brunson, and Towns. Bridges knocks down all 3 of his free throws. It is 95-78. 17-point lead yet again. 7:20 to go. Derek White down the lane to his right. Deceleration step gets the layup to go. And Alvarado bringing it down. Alvarado sneaking past a couple defenders. Pulls it out. Good ball handling from Alvarado. Beating the pressure. Crosses over to his left. Steps back. Wide open midi. Can't get that one to go. Battle for the rebound. Diawara knocks it loose, but Vucevic right there. Here come the Celtics pushing it the other way. Pritchard attacking Shamet. Pulls it all the way out. Hands it off to Derek White. Derek White on the right wing. Being guarded by Bridges. To get it down low to Brown. Against Shamet. Pulling his way into the paint. Puts up the little floater. Can't get it to go. Excellent defense from Big Landry. Just forced a tough shot. If he makes it, he makes it. Way to force a tough shot, and you missed it. Bridges up top, dancing around a town screen. Now coming to his left. Crosses over to his right, snaking it. Pump fakes in the mid-range. Stops. Kicks it out to Alvarado. Alvarado up top. Trying to get it down low to Towns. Bullet pass inside the Towns. Shovels it outside to Diawara. He was not ready for it. But a 3-second violation on Towns. Hanging out in the paint a little too long. Diawara was not ready for that bullet pass from Towns. What a pass. Hit him in the chest. That's how you know a guy wasn't ready. It hit him square in the numbers. A perfect on-point pass from Towns. He was just hanging out in the paint too long. Mark said 3 seconds. They were hanging out in the paint for a very long time. He was battling for post positioning. Alvarado couldn't get it to him initially. Then when he finally did, Towns, they brought the double team immediately, threw the skip pass out, and was still hanging out in the paint. Jaylen Brown misses a right wing 3, pushing it the other way. Brunson is back in, along with Robinson, Diawara, Alvarado, Josh Hart. Towns to the bench. Brunson, jab step, crossing over to his left off the Diawara screen. Brunson dancing with it, coming to his right off a Diawara screen. In the mid-range, steps back, pump fake, spins. Ball knocked out of his hands. He picks it back up. Shot clock winding down. Brunson's got to make something out of nothing. Down the lane, flips it up. Got it to go off glass. So Brunson, too much ball handling in that possession, but he was still able to make something out of nothing. Derek White has it on the left wing, being guarded by Diawara. Coming to his right, spins, kicks it out to Vooch. Vooch, cross-court pass to Shireman. Shireman, extra pass to Pritchard. Excellent rotation from the Knicks. Nothing open for the Celtics. Brown stops, turns, spins, pump fake, inside to Vooch. Easy lefty layup, got it to go. And we're past the halfway point. Time winding down, approaching the 5-minute mark. Brunson walking it down. Coming to his left off a Robinson screen. Brunson, pump fakes, pass fake, got nowhere to go, gets it over to Alvarado. Alvarado fakes the handoff, keeps it, gets it over to Brunson. Wide open mid-range jumper, got it to go for JB. There's our first Alvarado to Brunson connection. Peyton Pritchard bringing it down the other way. Gets it up top to White. White up top, coming to his left, dancing around the Vooch screen. Hands it off to Pritchard. Pritchard over to Vooch. Vooch a straightaway 3 over Robinson. Well contested. He can't get it to go. Diawara with the weak side. Rebound, and Brunson will bring it down. 17-point lead for the Knicks. This has been their largest lead of the game. They have not been able to get it over. Brunson trying to give them the 20, and he gives them the 20-point lead with the pull-up 3. And that one might be a little bit of a dagger to the Boston Celtics here tonight. 102-82. 4:40 to go. Is that a timeout from the Celtics? That's a timeout for the Boston Celtics. There's the 20-point lead, and that should, like I said, be a dagger to the Celtics. Now, there's 4:40 to go. More than enough time to make a comeback, but a 20-point comeback in 4:40 with the way the Knicks have been playing, the way the Celtics have been shooting it, doesn't seem all that likely. Wang, what's up, Wang? Payne Pritchard sucks. Not a good night for Payne Pritchard. We can go over the box scores, but he's on the court now, so we can take a look. He is 6.7 rebounds. He's 2 for 9 from the floor. Really bad night for Payne Pritchard. He's having a really good season. Derek White is 7-14 from the floor. Is actually a really nice night for Derek White. 19 points, 50% shooting from the field. This season, he's shooting under 40% from the field. So actually a really nice night for Derek White. Jaylen Brown, 11 for 25. They've just made it difficult on him, right? Jaylen Brown's going to get his numbers, 26, 2, and 4. They've actually done a good job keeping him off the glass. They've limited his playmaking a little bit, although that's around his average. And 26 points is around his average, but they made it really difficult for him. Took 25 shots to get 26 points. That's bad efficiency. Brunson on the other end, 28 points, 20 shot attempts, 11 for 20 from the field. Good efficiency for JB. CJ said, the Knicks did it again in Boston. Maybe, yes, they did. Yes, they did. MBM said, GTA automatic transmission in effect. Jay said, Alvarado has that motor. I'm loving him. Yep. He's just going to fit right in. Perfect fit. They get it over to Luka Garza, hands it off to Hugo Gonzalez. It looks like the Celtics are waving the white flag. Josh Hart knocks the ball loose. Gonzalez picks it up, kicks it out to Ron Harper, a straightaway three. Can't get that one to go. Josh Hart battling for the rebound. Walsh ends up with it. Leaves it off inside for Garza for the layup. But the Knicks still have the starters in there. I would also probably have my starters in there for another about minute and a half, 2 minutes. So we get to the 2-minute mark. I'm not pulling my guys out yet. Brunson, another dribble pull-up three. Another dribble pull-up three for JB. He's padding the stats now. He's up to 31. Gonzalez gets it over to Ron Harper down the lane, gets fouled by Josh Hart, and Tyler Kolek comes up off the bench. Probably going to come get Brunson. Nick Yak said, besides this win, Boston isn't as good as we've been hearing. No, they are. That's the thing, Yak. They are. They had a really bad shooting night, but that's the thing that could happen with the Celtics. They have bad shooting nights like this because they rely so heavily on the three-point shooting. But they are. They are this good, Yak. That's the thing. That is the thing. My guy at Tigre with a very generous super chat. Appreciate you. He said, damn, I missed it. What up, Chef? What's up, at Tigre? What's up? The Celtics are this good. They have multiple wins against really good teams. They played Detroit really well. They dominated Houston in Houston without Jaylen Brown. Celtics are really good. They had a really bad night, and the Knicks are also really good. Ron Harper Jr. knocks down both. It is 105-85. Alvarado, Diawara, Huckporty, McCullough, and Kolek are out there. Alvarado hits Kolek, takes it out to McCullough. Just shoot that three, McCullough. They get it back to Kolek, up top to Alvarado. Alvarado coming to right at the Diawara screen. Pull up three for Alvarado. Throws up an air ball. All right. Game is over. Joseph said Mo Diawara was awesome. Mo Diawara, to me, like, obviously, Jalen Brunson's the star of the game. He scored the most points. He had 8 assists. He was fantastic, as always. As Dadier comes in for the final 3.5. But Mo Diawara, to me, was so integral to what the Knicks were doing. One, knocked down a couple of open looks after they disrespected him, leaving him open from three. And also, he did a really good job when switched onto Jaylen Brown. Like, that's a tough matchup. That's a really tough matchup. And I thought he more than held his own. Alvarado wide open straightaway three. Can't get that one to go. Brandon said Pistons, Patriots or Seahawks, who you got winning? I've said this multiple times tonight, Brandon. I don't know, as Alvarado jumps the passing lane, almost got the steal, knocks it out of bounds. I don't know football enough to give you an insightful answer, but I will say, like everybody outside of New England and Boston, I'm rooting for the Seahawks tonight. Darnell said we have to beat the hell out of Boston like Detroit did us. Well, that's it for Alvarado. We have McCullough, Kolek, Dadier, Trey Jemison, and Huckporty out there. So final 2.5. Just going to be a little bit of a celebration. Dadier yet another rebound. Good rebounding from Dadier. And they get it over to Kolek. Kolek a pull-up three. Knock me down. There you go. Tyler Kolek. Yes, sir. We can go over the box scores as well, as everybody's now officially out of the game. So this will be our final stat line for our New York Knicks. Oh, we got the other game started. I didn't even realize the game started already. Miami versus Washington. They're up by 13. Come on, Washington. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Let's go over our box scores. Check them out. Alyssa Lester with a Melissa. Going for the Seahawks too, absolutely. Another three was made. Another three was made. 111-87. Who made that three? Who made that three? Alvarado wins the night with 12 points, by the way. Who made that three? Kolek. 2 for 2 from 3 coming into the game. So don't forget about me. Coach, don't forget about me. Lionel Mona said, can't wait to face the Pistons again. They owe us one. I just can't wait to get to the playoffs, if I'm being honest. So here's the thing. Mark said we love GTA 5. We do. We do. Absolutely. He's already ingratiated himself into this fan base. Good defense from Diawara. Jordan Walsh just loses it out of bounds. 111 to 87. I need my guy Diawara to get some buckets here, though. We go to the Celtics. Jaylen Brown ends the night with 26 points on 25 shot attempts. Not good. Derek White, 19 points, 7-14 from the field. Pretty good. 3 for 9 from three-point range. Jaylen Brown didn't knock down a three tonight. 4 for 4 from the foul line. They did a good job of keeping him off the line as well. Absolutely. Hug Porty launches a straightaway three. Nothing but backboard. Benzino said, Monday, Hornets at Detroit, big test. Yeah, I mean, the Hornets are red hot. Detroit's going to look to slow them down as well. That's a good, tough matchup for the Hornets, a barometer test for them. Writers usually said Kolek will stay in the rotation and get minutes. I doubt it. Highly, highly doubt it. Especially, maybe he'll have the Jordan Clarkson minutes, because Jordan Clarkson played how many minutes tonight? He played 8 minutes. Maybe Kolek will have those 8 minutes for sure. So, yeah, there's space for him in the rotation there. But when Deuce McBride is back, he's out of the rotation. Okay, he said, hopefully the Hornets win. Yeah, absolutely. Always got to root for the dudes at the top of the mountain to get knocked off a little bit. But Jalen Brunson ends the night with 31 and 8. He had 3 turnovers, I believe, in the first quarter. Maybe 2 turnovers in the first quarter, 1 in the third. Yeah, he didn't have a turnover in the second half because that's what Jalen Brunson does. Does an excellent job of taking care of the basketball, as always. Landry Shaman only knocked down 1 3, but I'll take it. It was a big-time 3 to give the Knicks a 17-point lead, push the lead back up. It was a big-time momentum builder for the Knicks. Mikal Bridges, I thought, started the game excellently, ends the night with 14, 4, and 1. So I believe he had 11, 4, and 1 at the end of the first half. So he didn't do much in the second half scoring-wise, but will absolutely take the defense that he played against Jaylen Brown. I thought the defense was fantastic in the first half. Mo Diawara picked it up in the second half where he left it off. Josh Hart played with foul trouble all night. He still ended up with 19 points, 2 for 6 from three-point range. I love to see that. Keep shooting them, Big Josh. I'll take it. Take it any day of the week. Karl-Anthony Towns, 11 and 10. Solid night for Karl-Anthony Towns. His first game back since having one eye. Played the first half with goggles. Played the second half without them. Get back into the rhythm, Big Cat. We're going to need him on Tuesdays. The Knicks take on the Pacers. Yak said, Bakom had good minutes today. I didn't get to watch the final 2 minutes there because I was going over the box score. But, yeah, I'm not giving up on Bakom. I know some people are out of it, especially because Diawara is going off now. And trust me, I'm a huge fan of Diawara. You guys have seen how I've been hyping him up all game long. But I still have faith in Diawara as well. Too much potential there with not Diawara. Too much potential there for Dadier to give up on it, in my opinion. Not anytime soon. Eric C said, good response after dismal, poor performance. Absolutely. Absolutely, Eric. CJ said, I lost 1K yesterday. The Hawks. Oh, that sucks. Jason said, well played, Knicks. Well done tonight. Appreciate you, Jason. Appreciate you. The dog catcher. Appreciate you, brother. Clover, smoke him if you got him. But that's going to end our night. Not much to really go over outside of that. Went over the box scores, went over the team stats. The Knicks ended the night 44-83 from the field and 14 made threes. In comparison, the Celtics only knocked down 7. Eric said, season low points for the Celtics? Oof, yeah, 89. Knicks held them to 89 points tonight. Rough night for the Celtics for sure. CJ, I was in here for the quarter. I know, CJ. I got you, brother. I got you. I saw you early in the chat. We've been talking all night. You have a new, all afternoon. You have a new subscriber. Appreciate you, CJ. Thanks for hanging out with us. We go live Monday through the weekend. I take 1 day off. So yesterday was my 1 day off. Usually take one of the weekend days off, Saturday or Sunday, depending on the day the Knicks play. The Knicks played today, so we took yesterday off. But outside of that, we go Monday through the weekend, 6 days a week. Cover as much basketball as possible. Oftentimes, we'll try to do double headers. Today is not the day to do double headers with the Super Bowl right on the way. So with that being said, that is going to end our coverage here of our team. The Knicks knocked down one more three, and the Celtics knocked down a couple of baskets there. So just want to get the final score accurate, 111-89. Shout out to all of the channel members for supporting the channel here. Whether you were gifted a membership or you decided to become one yourself, I very much appreciate all of the support you guys have given. Just showing up, hanging out, watching, hitting the like button. I very much appreciate it, guys. Thank you for all of the support as of late. Thanks to you guys who got the merch store up. We got memberships going on. We're on our way up. Only more to come. We got the All-Star break on the way, so more stuff going to be worked on in the background as I have more time to do so. So thank you guys. Hopefully, the last couple of streams have been dealing with some lag issues. So looking into it, it seemed like it was a CPU issue on my computer. So I built my own computer, and it looked like there was a little bit of a CPU issue. And when I looked into it, it was really just Google Chrome pulling way too much resources for my CPU. So hopefully that's fixed. I switched browsers, not using Google Chrome anymore. After doing research on it, I suggest anybody who is using computers to switch off of using Google Chrome. It is very predatory. It does not give you any privacy. That is why you get Google Chrome is a huge part of the reason why you get targeted ads, is because they sell your information to anybody who will take it. They try to make as much money off of you as possible. So just quick little shout out there. But thank you guys for hanging out with me. Remember to brush your teeth before bed, stay hydrated, enjoy the Super Bowl, and until next time, I'll see you guys tomorrow. We did not pick a game for tomorrow. I'll pick one randomly. We'll watch the best game tomorrow. We'll bounce around the league as always. The Knicks play again on Tuesday. Remember, we have the Indiana Pacers, first night of a back-to-back. Might not see Mitchell Robinson, but we'll talk about it when we get there. With that being said, appreciate you guys. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Not good night, but I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.